Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 12 Off the Edge podcast. Conveniently enough, it is July 12th when you're watching this, so we are here tonight with our friends in Rage is My Rival, at least 3 out of the 5.
What up?
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
And Zach.
I don't count. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I love doing this kind of stuff, man.
Right.
Anytime I get invited to do something like this, I definitely want to do it.
Well, pick a side and tell us who you are, what you do.
I'm Colter Steffens. I play lead vocals.
You play lead vocals?
Yeah, I play,
Play
all day long.
Anything else you do?
I scat sometimes. No, I just do lead vocals. I've been trying to do screams a lot more lately. So
Right.
Trying to get into that too.
Coming along nicely, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I leave scat behind.
Oh, we were listening to it on the way here. It's fun.
Jesse Coons, I play bass.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, started the band back in high school. These guys joined since, and it's come a long way.
Cool.
Shit. Edward, and I play the drums. Just whacking on shit, you know?
Just whacking away.
I usually whack off.
I whack on.
It has not been working out well for me.
Okay, well, jumping back to, you said you started this in high school. Give us kind of some backstory of Rage is My Rival.
Well, me and Jonathan Harp, he's our lead guitarist and screamer. We had guitar piano class together, and our teacher just told us, later on in the year after we've learned some things to try to write some music and see what we could do. And we also had web design class together, and we started a project to design a website for a band. And then we kind of just rolled with it, came up with a name, and started writing music, and has been going since then.
Right on, right on. Where's the name come from? Don't you love that question?
Yeah, what we did, we went through the entire alphabet, A through Z, and came up with one name for every letter. Narrowed it down to what we liked. Rage is My Rival 1. It was, it's got a little catch to it, a little meaning within in terms of battling your own rage and your own problems. So I like the name, and that's how we stuck with it.
Could have sworn I thought John mentioned something about his dad used to say that too or something.
No, his dad made fun of him after we named the band Rage is My Rival.
Oh, well, that makes sense. All right.
So what are the other 25 possibilities?
And real quick, if I could, I know it sucks, but if I can have you guys come a little closer to the microphones, that'd be awesome.
Yas.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt. What were you saying?
No. I was just teasing.
Oh.
See if you remembered 25 other band names.
I don't think I remember a single other one.
I think by the time I got in, I think it was already settled.
Yeah, I had, yeah.
Yeah.
I really love the name of the band just because of what it conjures up for me, and I'm going to get like philosophical and stupid here probably. But do you guys do any role playing games?
I do.
Yeah. Do you ever do any of the World of Darkness stuff?
No, I haven't tried that.
Okay. They have a Werewolf the Apocalypse was like back in the day, and the whole thing was like, you're a werewolf and stuff, and I'm getting way off track. I'm getting into the woods, but it's all right. So you had like rage points, and you could use those to do cool shit. But if you like went too far, like the bestial nature of yourself would like take over. And it was like
I did play that actually.
Yeah, so you had to like kind of balance that shit out. And that's what, I don't know, that's like what the name of the band, like, it's like, all right, well, we fucking go back to like Carl Jung. You got your shadow self that you need to fucking contend with and incorporate into your psyche to be a full-fledged human being.
That is the deepest way I've heard our name like projected, which is cool. I like that.
I think it's fucking cool.
I've never heard it that way. That's pretty awesome.
It's Grey Jedi. Yeah.
Grey Jedi.
I always wanted to have it be in a band projected through a video game somehow. It'd be pretty cool.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry to go off the deep end on you guys.
So I like how it's up for interpretation on the
It's freeform, man.
I like with a lot of the lyrics that I like to use and stuff, I try to always leave everything up that for someone to interpret however way they want to interpret it. You know? I mean, a lot of my stuff has to do with past experiences, but I leave it open enough, for them to be like, oh, I wonder if this could be about me a little bit. I could do that. That could happen to me,
So that's what it's all about. I think we have a very similar approach with lyrics. I think.
Yeah.
It's few and far between that I actually have a goal to write. There are a few songs that are directly about something, but most people ask me what they're about, and I'm like, what do you think they're about?
Yeah, exactly.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah.
It always seems to work well too.
Sometimes I think just the stream of consciousness, just putting it on a page, and even if it seems like a stretch to go from this line to this line, but it kind of forces you to, especially from the outside. It's like, what the hell was he trying to say there?
Right.
I thought this song was about that, but then it started going this way. What's that about? And I didn't want to tell people, well, it rhymed. But sometimes that's the truth.
Reminds me of most Five Finger but Death Punch songs.
Okay, I take it back. I'm never doing it again.
What is this elf you're talking about? That's the only thing it rhymed with. Shelf.
Shelf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gelfling.
Gelfling.
So I think the last time I looked at Facebook, you guys had the band listed as based out of Fort Scott.
Yep, that's where that's where I met them out of, and we started jamming. That's where we jam out of. And
So you jam in Fort Scott?
Oh yeah.
So I'm assuming you and Jonathan are both from Fort Scott?
Yeah, we went to Uniontown High School, it's a small town right around there. But we both went to college in Fort Scott Community College. That's where we met Edward, and I've been living in Fort Scott ever since, and that's where we've been based out of and practicing.
And then the other three in Pitt, or?
I'm in Girard now.
Oh, yeah,
we just bought a house, actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
congratulations.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally had to, just before we got here, had to redo the entire piping underneath the house. So, yeah, it was terrible.
Homeowner problem.
I mean, that's 4 days without the bathroom that I don't ever want to see again. That's for sure.
Oh God, yeah.
Imagine having kids doing it. Oh, it was terrible. Terrible. Worst time of my life. But anyways, it got fixed really quick when we called them up, and some guy off the internet, off Facebook. Yeah.
Nice.
Small world. We actually knew he was from inner circles, but yeah, man, he got it done quick. 6
So
hours.
it's like the
Kick ass.
plumbing equivalent of Uber. Uber. Or,
Pluber. And of course, everything on our house was cast iron.
yeah.
So they had to do PVC through everything. So
Yeah. So go ahead and tell us about the two missing members that aren't here tonight.
Well, Ian Drake, that's our newest member that we have. He's our rhythm guitarist. He does some backups, vocal stuff a little bit too. He actually just started with us. We've been trying to mix up different people lately, as of late, trying to get it back to where it was normally, because he used to play guitar for us.
Right.
And now he had to switch to drums. You know how that goes. But it's just been a bit of a crazy circle on that end. I'm glad it's worked out the way it has, but oh man, it just sucks you think you have a good musician and something comes up. It's terrible how things work out sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's why we were a 3-piece for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of a controlled environment.
Yeah.
And Daryl, he had actually played with us for about a year. I think it was like second year that this lineup was together. He played with us. And then he went back to school and family and just different things kind of pulled him away. But he just graduated, and he was like, man, I like the new stuff that you guys are working on, and I want to come play. I was like, well, we said the door was always open, so
Right.
Sick.
we're back to 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I like it, by the way.
Takes a lot of pressure.
I really dig the
pressure
extra
off me.
sound you guys got with it.
Huh?
It's really cool, that extra sound you guys have with it now.
Yeah,
It really
helps a lot.
fulfills.
Helps that he's a better player than me too. So
But John, he's our lead guitarist, screamer. He's actually who taught me to start screaming, man. Like I was the guy that was like, oh, I'm never gonna scream. That ruins your voice. You don't
No,
do
if you do
that.
it right.
Yeah, and now I'm learning that finally. So it's really good to get to learn that. Yeah, I have to owe that to him on that one.
He does a great job with that.
Around. Yeah, he does a really good job with it. But yeah, I mean, John, we're all leaders in it, but John really pushes the leader role, and I dig it at times. Times it's annoying, but hey, that's what a leader does. That's what a leader does, I guess.
Well, but I mean, that's kind of a family dynamic, and
right?
And the fact that you guys still get along,
Oh yeah.
Just goes to show that it's more family than it is. You're not showing up. Yeah, I mean, because if you were showing up to a job that you weren't getting paid for, or getting paid very little, for all the work that we do, and one guy's being an asshole, you're not staying around for it unless you guys like each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that says a lot.
We love the guy.
He's a good player too. He's a really good guitar player.
Oh yeah, man.
Solid voice. Like, I really enjoy what he brings to the table.
Like, I didn't know the guys' age when I first heard the music, and they said, hey, we're interested in trying you out, or whatever. We saw that you were posting things online or whatever. And I thought these guys were like 30-year-old men wailing out on this recording. That's what I thought. And I come to the practice, a bunch of 20-year-olds at the time. I'm like, oh man. Okay,
so you're the old man of the group.
I am the old man of the group. I don't really dislike it either, to be honest.
No, it's good.
Kind of enjoy
used to it.
Kind of enjoy it. It has its perks.
So again, this is coming out on July 12th. So hopefully, despite all of the resurgence of COVID and everything, we are going to be playing together July 10th. So hopefully that was a really cool show.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're playing with Coventry Sacrifice, which I haven't got to see him since
they're awesome.
Since Forrest joined. Adam, the guitarist, he used to play with me. And so I've been anxious ever since they...
See, I didn't know you and Adam played together. That's cool.
Yeah. I lived in Pittsburgh for a couple of years, and we played over there. And then when I moved back, we still kind of played for a while, and then kind of moved on. But yeah, Edge Over Edge has been around for a long time in one form or another.
Yeah.
So
I think I heard about you guys when we did that video thing, directing stuff.
Yeah. We'll get into that too. Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. I had a good time on that, man.
Yeah. Did you ever get the grass stain out of your... No?
Never, man. It's still there. I hold it there with pride, though.
Oh, there you go.
Did
your own stunts.
Yeah, right? I don't know any triple amputees do their own stunts.
No kidding. Well, okay, so we were going to get into that, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got video here. Somebody's going to be like, that dude doesn't have a hand. What the fuck is that?
See what I'm packing?
But since you brought it up, kind of tell us your story. We hooked up through the less fortunate. They hired me, Steel Point Visions, to do a music video, and they kind of had this idea, and they had you in mind, and so we kind of created a story that was loosely based around your story, and yeah, it was fun.
I think it fit in quite well.
Yeah, it was good. Did. It was a good video. Every video I do, I learn something new. So every next video is always better. So
oh yeah.
But go ahead and share your story.
So this story. Well, long story short, I'm not going to use names. Of course, that's just rude. But a guy was giving me a ride home. He got in a wreck, and he decided to flee. I will just go with that. Anyways, I woke up from the wreck. It was a bad ice storm that night. I mean, we were drinking heavy too. Probably wasn't smart of all days to be drinking, but we were. And he's driving me home. I lived in Girard at the time. And he's driving me home. He wrecked the vehicle and he left. I woke up with his door wide open, so I just started looking for him. Off the bat, I was covered in water from the beginning. So I get out of the vehicle and I see some footsteps first, so I follow those for a while. After that, I figured you could go like this, you can't even see in front of you, So I'm like, all right, well, think what would the survivalist guys on the TV shows I watched do? That's literally all I thought about.
Yeah, for sure.
So I tried looking for the first light I could see, man. Turns out, unfortunately, a lot of those lights were light poles that were just shining light, on a freaking street or some crap, man. But eventually stuff stopped working, and I rolled down a hill to try to make some pace. You know what I mean? But it didn't really work out. It just made it worse. So eventually I had to start army crawling, you know. Finally, I think I had a choice to go either left or right. And there were two lights. You know, you're going through one or the other. You got one more choice. You know, which one are you going to choose? I chose the one that was less bright because I figured, these other ones they're all bright and cast down. This one looks dim, you know, let's try this one out, I guess. And all I can remember is just like, at that point, was screaming. Cause like, I remember like in those survival shows, you know, you fucking die of hypothermia, you fall asleep, you die. It's so easy to fall asleep. They want you to fall asleep basically, you know, in a way. So I just kept screaming, man, you know, to the top of my fucking lungs, you know, as much as I could. Eventually I made it to that house, and by then I couldn't lift my arm to break a window if I wanted to, you know. So I tried banging, you know, a couple times, and that didn't work, of course, you know. So I kind of left this one up, trying to keep banging on it. This hand went down to my nuts, of course. Probably why it's here.
Well, it's warm.
I mean, the warmest spot in my body. That's where I knew it was the warmest spot in my body. So I wanted to save at least one hand. I knew I was going to be screwed.
And your nuts.
Yeah, and my nuts. That was the most important thing of all. Got to keep the jewels around. But it just so happens that guy was showing up, coming home off work, and usually pulls in on the back of his house, and just so happened to pull in on the front of his house this time. He called the ambulance. He couldn't get me off the ground. They had to chisel me off the ground. That was haggard. I was awake for some of that. That was nuts. See ice flying in your face. I thought somebody was stabbing me, but you know, you start to hallucinate after a period of time. Goodness. You know? And then after they got me into the ambulance, like nothing. I don't remember really a damn thing. I remember a little bit of that helicopter ride, and then I just in and out. I don't know if you want to call it hallucinations or seeing things. What happens after you die? I really couldn't tell you. I know I didn't see no bright light coming at me, or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. But I did see a lot of crazy things that I can't explain. Yeah. You know, afterward.
Did you actually flatline for?
Oh, no, I died. Evidently, I died for hours.
Wow.
Yeah, evidently. That's what my dad told me. I did not even know this until a couple of years ago. My dad didn't even have the heart to tell me how long I was dead. But yeah, the life support's the only thing that kept me alive when I did die.
Yeah.
But it's hard to distinguish, though, what's drug related that they've given you that would make you hallucinate, or what you're hallucinating is what happens afterward, you know?
Right.
It's really kind of...
Did you experience a very calming, peaceful period?
I did. There was a very, very calming, peaceful period. Yeah. That part's hard to talk about a little bit because, I mean, it was just surreal. Yeah. Laying in a field. Just laying in a field.
Yeah.
Looking up at the sky. That's kind of what it was, basically.
I had one experience. And I won't get into it because Brooke hates it when I talk about it. And basically, I didn't see anything, and I don't think I was gone long enough to see anything. But I remember this overwhelming peace, just, you know. And it's one of those things that you recall after the fact. I don't think had it continued, you know, that would have been cool,
right?
You know what I mean? Whatever it was.
I have a theory that, like, I'm a big fan of like paranormal shows, like hunting ghosts, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, it interests me for some reason, but I have a theory that the chaos that I was hallucinating or whatever during that time, maybe that's what a ghost feels like when they're dead and like going crazy, and people are like, "Oh my God, did you hear what they just said on EVP?" Or did you hear what they just knocked over something? Maybe they're just going all over the place. Yeah. You know, because they don't know what's going on. Because what I was experiencing was just a mixture of a bunch of different crazy things happening to me. Like I was here 1 second and then I would zoom to some other spot.
Almost kind of an astral projection type of thing.
And it was so weird. And of course, you know, people can say, "Oh, well, they put you on some heavy drugs after that." You know, like, which they probably did.
Well, I think a lot of people talk about like DMT experiences,
Right.
And that being a natural drug produced by your brain, and there's some speculation that's your brain is flooded with DMT at death, and then that explains the.
And that makes a lot of sense. To be honest, from what the stuff I saw, like
I'd like to believe that there's something more. But if it's just gonna be peaceful, then I'm okay with that.
yeah. And the final, like, it was in between, like, all the chaos. It like, blah, 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 I'm here, zoom here. And then bam, I'm just like laying in nice calm breeze of a field. You got wheat kind of flooding. That kind of whole thing, Kind of Adam and Eve surreal moment.
Absolutely, nothing's wrong at that moment.
Right, yeah. There was no worries, that's for sure.
It's kind of weird. So they flew you to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, and that's when the real work came. Yeah. Like after I was back alive and up and running, you know what I mean? I like couldn't even stand up straight without help, which was so weird for me. Of course, my balance was way off. Like when I woke up, I think for a week, I didn't even know I had my legs or not. Like I didn't even know if they were gone.
Yeah.
Like,
you still feel them there. But
I guess
there's no weight when you.
There was nothing that, like, I literally tried. There was like multiple times, like I tried getting up to walk on my own. And they had to strap me to the bed at one point. Yeah. Like, because I was not very cooperative. Let's just say I was confused when I woke up, man. Sure. I thought my parents put me in a psych ward. That's where I thought I was, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, because I guess I tried to get up, like when I was half out of it. I tried getting up, so I was strapped when I woke up. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and it didn't help. I hallucinated. I was in a psych ward too. That just didn't help. You wake up and then your arms are strapped. Don't help. But after that, man, that long, grueling work, I was in ICU, I think, for 6 months. And then for 2 or 3 months, I believe it was more like 2.5 months, I was in the upper floor and doing the beginning stages of physical therapy.
Right.
Which, hell, man. It was the worst pain that I've ever felt. And like getting my bandage clean after they had to staple and stitch me all up on my legs, cleaning those was the worst, man. I've never felt like a baby so much in my life. Like crying, like that's the most I've ever cried, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
It's like tape. It's like tape. It's like felt like tape. It was like, man.
So what was the issue? Was it frostbite, or was it actually the accident?
It was frostbite.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was frostbite.
Wow.
That's what caused the amputation and all the bandaging and all that stuff. After the 6 month period, though, I picked up quick. Like most people, I would think at my age at the time would, though, because I was like 27 at the time, I think, somewhere around there.
Right on.
But I bounced back.
These guys are like, "What's that?"
What's 27?
No clue.
But I mean, I bounced back faster than most of them said that it's been possible, I guess, which is weird. But
well,
it's got a lot of drive, I guess.
It's all about your mindset.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Like, you're one of the most positive, upbeat people that I know, and it's really encouraging to see someone that's like really truly known some hardship, yet has a very maybe going through that. I didn't know you before the accident, but maybe going through that gives you perspective.
Dude, I was a piece of shit back then. I mean, not just because my attitude. I was just full of myself back then. What happened to me definitely, I think, has worked for the better. I would have been too full of myself to even meet my wife, let alone hang out with her long enough to start a relationship with her. Because I was so full of myself back then, and I was like, "Oh, cock of the walk," like, "Oh, my vocals are so good." I didn't go, man. I was that full of myself at the time, so it really humbled me, to be honest. It made me become so much of a better person than I ever thought I'd become. So
silver lining to every story. I
Oh yeah,
suppose.
there really is.
Yeah.
There really is. I mean,
You have to look for it
you
pretty
have to
hard
look
sometimes.
for it. Yeah, I mean,
but
most people don't look for it, and a
Right.
lot of people don't want to look for it. It's
I
hard
think-
to look for.
it is. It is.
You know?
And growing the hell up is
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like part of you has to die. That little bastard part of you. Like, I think it goes for everybody.
Just so
But
has
yeah.
that little part with some feet and a hand. Damn it!
A little big
I'll
part.
take it, man.
Not what I meant. But
I'll take it, man. In my mind, it's little. And take my vocal cords away. That would kill me. That would kill me. Take my voice away. You can take every other body part. I don't care. Don't take my penis.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. Yeah,
Don't
you
take
went
that.
through the trouble to protect it.
I really
you
want
know.
that.
So how long? Yeah, please. How long did how long did the rehab take before? I mean, where you were up and walking?
Before I was actually up and walking,
Yeah.
the first 6 months, none.
Right.
I had to go back home and heal basically to get my staples and stitches out of my legs
right.
before I could even try walking. So that was another 3 months. And then they had to make the legs, measure the legs up. That took another 2 months. It was a good, man, I would say it was a good 7 months before I was able to even get a set of legs. It was 5 months before they even issued me a wheelchair.
Oh shit.
Like,
Wow.
yeah. So, I mean, in my opinion, that was crap.
Right.
But, you know, what can you do? If you're on, I didn't pay a cent for what that happened in that accident. I mean,
That's impressive.
technically.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a bill that was worth millions.
yeah.
Helicopter rides, you know, and all that crap. But yeah, after the physical therapy, after I went home and all that, they had me go back for another physical therapy, and that's usually like a 2-month physical therapy. I went there for like 2 weeks. They told me to go home, so I was doing fine.
Okay. It was either that or you
let's
were
just-
being insubordinate.
Let me just tell you this, man. They gave me my first pair of legs. They're like, it's going to take you a while to get used to this. I started trying to jog the first night.
Nice.
I was like, fuck this, I'm running out of here. They literally tried to take my legs away, and I told them to fuck off. And you're not taking them now. You gave
Yeah.
them to me, you can't take them away. And they didn't either.
There's no
they told me I
take-backsies.
couldn't leave my room and walk around in them, and I was like, fuck you. I'm fucking walking around in them. I'm going to tell the doctor. I was like, go for it, man.
Yeah,
Tell him to take my new legs away. Go for it. Back then, it was suction legs, though. Like these ones I got now, they ratchet into you. You know?
Really?
Like, I mean, it's a bolt that's attached to a liner, not your actual.
Right.
Yeah.
But back then, it was just suction. And it would just suck. It sucked, man. They'd fly off. And
I'm gonna tell my
imagine walking down a boardwalk, man. Some bands playing in the background, a lot of people around. You're walking just fine, and then you push too far with your leg, and it pops off, and you try to take a step.
yeah.
You go down
Oh.
right in your face, man. It sucks.
Next time my 2-year-old is insubordinate, I'm telling her I'm taking her legs. I'm taking your legs.
taking them legs.
You better behave.
Well, you know, and then pull up the less fortunate video. Go see. I took his.
Hey,
Yeah. Oh. Yep.
They pop off.
they pop up. Shannon can tell you that, man.
Shit.
Don't get her mad. Run off with those puppies.
So you,
I'm just kidding. She won't run off with my legs. I'm just joking.
so you don't have like phantom pains? kind
Oh
of
yeah.
stuff? Oh, you do
all the time.
Really?
Every night.
Even still now. Yeah.
Especially at night. Like
Yeah.
they used to have me on so many medications for that kind of thing, man. Like, fuck. Painkillers, of course. They had you on opiates, and then they had you on Lyrica. Any type of thing that would try to numb the pain, so to speak.
Right.
They came to a point where I had to tell them to fuck off too. They kept giving me opiates, man. I was like, you guys, I'm tired of making me feel like a zombie.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, I get the high effect. I get why people do it and why I get some high or whatever. I just don't like the feeling, you know. And I didn't like it. They kept trying to push it on me until I just told them no. You know, I had to physically tell them no. And then I had to, after they gave me a subscription through the mail, which I don't even know you could do that, of opiates. Right, I took the subscription, got the subscription, and then took it back to them for them to deal with. It was like, here's your subscription that I didn't want. So after that, they stopped doing it. But
Yeah.
You know, after that though, I started going into more herbal medications. I'm just a big herbal type guy, you know what I mean? But I tried kratom, and that stuff works really well with my nerve pain. So
Yeah.
I use that now instead of any other, you know, prescribed medication.
Right on.
Stuff kill your liver, whatever, you know.
My ex-wife had a family member that was in a motorcycle accident and had his leg severed, like mid-thigh, and remained conscious the entire time, like never lost consciousness. And he like had phantom pains so bad, I guess, like he was never without whiskey in his hand.
Like he remained conscious when they were continuing the amputation?
Um,
Because I know that he would.
I don't know. Once he got
where it was at, you know.
Well, probably
once he got to the
time it
hospital.
happened.
But I'm saying, once he got to the hospital, they probably knocked him out. But through the whole,
worse. Man, that would,
But they say
I
like
got lucky
if you
on
got
that end.
knocked, if you get knocked out, if you go unconscious, then it's like your mind can kind of forget
Yeah.
some of that.
Exactly.
But,
And I got lucky on that end too. Not just only because of that, but because of frostbite alone. After you're out there an hour, that shit, you're not gonna feel a damn thing. Like I guess I was out there for 5.5 hours from what they told me.
God.
oh my
They
goodness.
told me I shouldn't last 45 minutes, which doesn't compute to me. But I
Right.
don't know. It was weird. I don't know. Point is, though, I'm a better freaking person for it. I know that much,
there you
man. And to hell with anybody that this happens to them that think that they can't overcome it, and that is poppycock.
Yeah.
And the people that are in my situation need to hear that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They do.
Everybody needs to hear Poppycock.
Poppycock. I'm bringing it back.
Poppycock.
I'm
Yeah.
bringing it back. I'm bringing it back. Poppycock. But anyways, yeah, man. I'm definitely a better person because of it. That's for sure.
Well, I'm definitely glad to know you. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad to know
It's
you. man.
inspiring. It's an inspiring story. I think everyone, we can't control everything in life. Life's full of tragedies and hardships and whatnot, but we can control the way that we deal with those situations. So we can take responsibility for everything that we can take responsibility for to
Right.
learn and grow and keep going. So hats off to you for that, man, because
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
that's inspiring. That's what we all need to do regardless of our situation. So
Shit or get off the pot.
Think about writing a book. Too lazy though.
Yeah. There's a lot of voice to type stuff now. You can just
I
dictate.
voice to type.
Yeah.
Dragon Speak. I think I actually own that still.
Oh, there you go.
Try that out.
So, if I remember right, you were a righty, right?
I was a righty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird when someone even asks you now. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh wait, what?" Yeah, I was a righty. I was right-handed. That was terrible. Actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Like, it really comes back to you really quickly.
Sure.
You just have to learn to do it the different direction, I
Right.
guess. But
yeah.
Have you ever compared your left-handed handwriting to your old right-handed handwriting? See?
I bet you it's better.
Yeah.
To be honest, I
Yeah.
bet you it is. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
that's just
gonna
one of
do
those-
that now
yeah,
when I
it'd be
get
one of-
home. I
interesting.
literally think I got some old like lyrics or something. I'm gonna look that
Just do a
up.
side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
You'll see what carries over to the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys will get
Because they say
updated. I'll
your
screenshot
left
on
side is
Facebook or
controlled by
something.
your right brain, and your right side is controlled by your left brain, something like that.
Yeah. Roughly, yeah.
Did they distinguish that that's what happens? Like if you use your left hand, it's your left brain.
I mean, as far as a digital picture with probes in somebody's head can tell you. I mean,
All right.
I mean, they tell you a lot about the brain, but I'm like, unless it's the Matrix, man, this is just conjecture.
Yeah. I've been reading a lot about psychology, which is probably pretty evident since I brought up Carl Jung just earlier. But they're saying that like your right brain is more like your subconscious functions. It's like you're living in two different realities at once, which I find this fascinating. I'm co-opting the fucking
take it.
podcast again. Anyways, I find this fascinating. It's like your right hemisphere is kind of like trying to take in everything around it, look for danger, look for it's grasping for things, right? Mm-hmm. Where your left hemisphere is more like your conscious rational mind, and it's like trying to make sense of the input that is coming in, like that the left or the right hemisphere is trying to tell it. Mm-hmm. So it's I don't know. I find that just to be pretty amazing. It's like, and the theory is like when you dream and shit, it's like your right side, your right hemisphere knows shit, but it doesn't have the ability to like put it into language. So it'll try to like communicate with your left hemisphere so that you can become consciously aware of what it already knows. So you know shit that you're not aware that you know.
Imagine if we were able to use our whole brain.
Right.
Man, like we'd probably be able to float.
I think somebody. Well, no, I think somebody said that that's always been a misconception about not using our whole brain. We do use our whole brain,
just different parts.
But it's we lack the understanding to interpret everything that goes on in our heads at a time.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're using it, but those doors are locked,
and you might not use all of it all at the same time in every instance. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's pretty complicated. We don't even know what consciousness is. Like, we don't even know what it is.
As far as we know, that's what it is
crazy.
right now. As far as we know.
It's nuts.
These are the days of our lives.
Yeah. Life's a fucking crazy place, people.
Especially now, man. God.
Yeah, 2020 is one for the books for sure. Ugh. I mean, there needs to be a 2020 history retrospective before,
right?
Taught in schools. I think one of the cool things that we've learned this year, or at least I've learned this year, is that there's a whole lot of stuff that we were never taught.
Right.
I wish they would have told me how to do like taxes and stuff like that.
But I'm just talking about history in general. There's a lot of history that, like they say, the winner writes the history.
Right.
and there's so there's a lot of atrocities and different stuff that's happened here that
but they don't even teach.
Yeah, I'm just learning about now.
Literally, it took riots and people talking about it for me to learn it. That's sad.
Yeah. But hopefully with all this crap, then we'll foster in some real change.
I hope so.
That's the hope. That's the hope. Yeah,
and not for the worse. Still, some generations just it's time to check out.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
But anyway, I digress.
I
think we covered most of that last time. We got kind of heady on that, but we were drinking a lot. So
yeah. Well, it's deep. There's a lot to talk about. We could go in so many different directions and try.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to know?
What?
I want to know, how was your transition from guitar to drums?
I want to know.
Well, I think since I told him I played snare drum and stuff in high school and junior high and middle school and stuff, like I had some of that innately, I guess, because I did that before I even started to learn guitar, but I'd never actually played a whole drum kit, so I didn't know if that would be any different. I never really had the chance to play on one, so I think I was maybe 14 something when I picked up a guitar. My dad gave me one, and it was relatively it wasn't even hard, I guess. I didn't try to learn it. I just tried to play on it, and then I learned from there. I just got better. But then when I was trying out for these guys, they're just like, "Oh, you're good at guitar. What else do you play?" I'm just like, "I could play some drum stuff that I learned at school," and then they put me on the drum kit. And then apparently they thought I was better than all of them, so they had me go to drums instead of playing guitar. So,
well, like I told you before the podcast, we saw you when you were on guitar, and then that last show we played together, you were drumming, and I think the band as a whole was a hell of a lot tighter with you drumming.
100% agree.
So,
100%.
Which is not taking away from your guitar playing; it's taking away from the previous drummer. But I'm not calling them out or anything.
No
I'm just
shade.
saying,
Yeah.
But
that's impressive. I would have never known that you were
especially
kind of that inexperienced behind a full drum kit.
That was the first time I ever heard this. So that's
that's pretty amazing.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I maybe played on a drum kit twice before I was with these guys, but I didn't really know what I was doing there. But then I guess
Wow.
He pulled it off.
So there's another story, you know? He set his mind to it and he got the shit done.
Yeah, right.
You know?
well,
You guys are an inspirational band, I'm telling you.
it's weird because it's more subconscious. It's like I enjoy doing it, so
Yeah.
I just do it.
That helps.
I don't try to learn it. I don't try to get good at it. I just enjoy the process or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's how you get good. That's how you do it.
I think
good.
what mainly helped, like learning ZZ Top songs. Never had a drum kit, so I just like air drum.
Sure.
Yep.
That's practically all I do. That's my practice because I don't even have a drum kit. So
Yeah.
I practice at home just air drumming, and apparently it works good enough.
Yeah.
It does.
It
I mean,
does.
honestly,
Yeah.
but I mean, I started the same way. I got some sticks and didn't have a drum set, and I was like, I could see by watching other people play. It's like, okay, you know, the hi-hat makes this sound. It's placed over here.
Yeah.
Like toms are placed this way. It's like I'm going to imagine a kit and learn a song. And then the first time I got behind a drum kit, it's like I played the song. It's like it's
pretty
translates
cool.
pretty easily.
It's weird.
I think once you wrap your head around the mechanics of it, and you know, I think
Yeah.
everyone, I don't care if you're a guitar player, bass player, singer, whatever, I think everyone in high school had two number 2 pencils. So
Oh, yeah.
at some point
Yeah.
on their desk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they always make the memes about the drummers, and this is where we started. You know what? Everybody does that.
Even I have a hand drum at home.
Yeah.
That was fun, man.
So what got you onto bass?
Well, I was the original drummer whenever he came around and never played drums before, and he was better than me at that. I had never played a bass before, but we decided, like, Edward needs to be on drums. I'll pick up the bass and play with it a little bit. And that was...
Oh, so I just called you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was the previous drummer, not that previous drummer, though.
Okay.
No, not that previous.
The OG drummer.
I was going to feel bad, but I was going to fake it. Like, no,
you're
that's
that
just too
guy.
bad,
Oh,
sucker.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a pretty cool story, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys just see a need and fill a need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try at least.
Yeah.
Try to fill as many needs as possible.
Right. Right.
We're actually in the moment in our lives in the band now where we're actually having enough money saved up from past gigs, whatnot, to where we can actually try. We're going to try a different route. We did try last time with one of our songs to do our own recording. I think now we're going to try to find, like a professional mixer / producer, whatever you want to call him, recording artist. I guess we would be the recording artist. That was, I don't know, that confuses me. But anyways, find someone like that to do that for us. We're wanting to do a whole album,
Right.
you know, so we finally have the funds to do it. So I think we're going to try to push to do that next if we can.
Have you found anybody or?
Well, I did find one guy, is a guy from Red Cat Studios,
Okay. Yeah. Luke Wallace.
but
yeah.
I can't get a hold of him now.
Really?
I got a hold of him back when I was, pitching the idea to the guys to do a recording. We didn't have all the funds then.
Sure.
Now we have the funds to do so, but I can't get a hold of him. So
Huh.
I'll have to try to touch base with him again or something.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. We did the last album ourselves, and the problem with doing it yourself is that you have unlimited time, and at that time you only had the 3 of us to pick it apart, and I think sometimes an outside perspective makes a big difference.
I do too.
And then also, if there is a money factor involved, you kind of get your shit together and get it done.
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
That's
That's kind of why I want to, just scheduling. I'm just better with scheduling.
yeah,
You schedule to get it done, it'll get done.
yeah,
More motivational.
And that guy, that's his work.
right.
He'll have his own schedule, that's for sure.
I think honestly, we may still track most of it ourselves. I don't know. We'll weigh the options. We've still got a few more songs to write.
And see,
but-
that's always another good possibility because you could always just track everything, you know what I mean, and then have someone master,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
if you wanted
Mix
to.
and master it. Yeah.
Right.
But Luke's a hell of a guy. He's one of the few guys that I've talked to that I'm like, okay, he gets it,
Yeah.
and I would be comfortable going to him,
This is the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The same guy.
And hearing what he's put together,
Zero
like,
to Panic.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Zero
his
to Panic
qualities.
stuff. See, Zero to Panic stuff is what got me interested in wanting to see if they would be willing to, do some recording for us.
Yeah, and he's very reasonable priced.
Yeah, like I told him, like, at first, I was like, man, what you're offering is just too steep for us right now. And this was back when we didn't have a whole lot of money. We would have still been able probably, honestly, to afford it back then if we really would have buckled down. But, like, he was willing to drop the price even down for us if we needed it. Which is cool of him, man.
Yeah.
It sucks I can't get back a hold of him now. Well, I'm going to keep trying. I'm sure he's a busy dude.
Yeah, and with everything going on, he might, I don't know.
Actually,
he got a hold of me during this.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that was the last time I talked to him. I said, yeah, we got to get with everyone on the same page. You know what I mean, so to speak.
And I think really he has been busier.
Probably.
I mean, bands aren't out playing shows, so if they're not struggling, if they're essential workers and they're still getting their paychecks, those paychecks aren't paying for gas to drive to gigs. They've got some extra time. So I think actually he is busier right now. So he's probably going to come out of this COVID shit a lot better than most.
A lot more wealthy than most. That's for sure.
Yeah, wait till all this blows over. He'll have some like nice new gear that you can like record through.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I saw pictures of their studio.
He's got a nice place.
Dude, it's nice. Like, I dig the feng shui of the area.
Yeah,
that's for sure, man.
That's important to a good creative environment. Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, and I like he's really open about he said, and I've seen him say it in interviews too. So, if like, okay, so we're a 4-piece band, right? Mm-hmm. So he goes, I like to approach the recording process as me being the 5th member. He said, I'll suggest things, this and that. If that band I'm working with is just dead set that, I'm just the engineer and that's okay, that's fine, but I think having that, like I say, having that outside voice, it's like,
what if you tried this?
Yeah. I mean, you get so contained in your own little bubble and, you do this and you do that and you're like, oh, that's fucking great. And then, somebody else hears that and it's all right.
All right.
And honestly, you want someone that's going to be doing all that work to be invested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want them to feel like they're going to be a part of it. They're going to do their best work that way.
Right.
So.
And I mean, somebody that's open to do that, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm not gonna lie, like what we sent him, like what you got working with, that's kind of what he wanted to,
sure.
Like what is it that you kind of wanting to go for feel wise? And what we sent him was like one of the first tracks that we like recorded. Like it sounded like crap. But he's like, yeah, I could work with that. It was a Wasteland, but it was before we tweaked it and did anything to it. Yeah, it was a Wasteland. And man, he's like, yeah, I could definitely work with that. Like, yeah, man, all right.
he can hear the song.
Yeah.
He knows.
He was even talking, like, before we even started, he's like, oh, there's things I could, add a little couple things in there for you, even if you needed, filler.
I've seen some different, he likes to get creative, too.
He does.
He like pull out
I like
a bunch
that.
of spoons.
I myself,
this would be really cool in the background,
As a very creative person, I try to, I love ideas. And you got ideas, spit those ideas out. Because those ideas could mean 0 or like 100 views on Facebook or whatever, if you post it out. Or that one decision could make a huge difference in your career that you want to, your life, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
Well, I think a good rule of thumb for the studio, especially with a guy like Luke, if he is actively wanting to invest his time into helping you make the best product that you possibly can, is don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I guarantee if you're a dick, you'll get a product, but it won't be the best possible product that you can get.
Right. Yeah.
And then, he's not ego driven. It's not going to be like, oh, well, they didn't like my idea, so fuck them.
Yeah.
It's like, I hear this, maybe try this,
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to work with somebody in a producer capacity at some point. I don't know that I want to spend the money to do it, but I think it would be cool nonetheless.
We should invite him on here sometime, maybe.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get that side of that perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that perspective before.
Right,
To be
yeah.
honest, from that end,
Actually, that's a good idea. We'll have to get Luke in here.
definitely a good idea. I'd watch
I'll
it.
tag him.
All right.
That way he
Good,
can watch
yeah.
this episode. And, they talked about me. Red Cat Recording.
Red Cat.
Luke Wallace.
We're also in the
Is he
mixture
in
of,
Wichita? Is
Around Wichita, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
We're also in the mixture on the merchandise end too, looking too. I was going to talk to you about that as well. Who did you guys go through whenever you guys printed your shirts out?
Funny enough, we went through Bad Cat printing.
Bad Cat.
Yeah. It's all about cats.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Cats everywhere.
Fortunately, that guy went to he was around Tulsa. Really nice guy. He went to a concert. Man, it was so sad. Went to a concert. I saw the post. He's like, "Man, I'm so glad I finally got to see him." Yada yada yada. Died in a car crash that night.
What?
Yeah,
Damn.
Nope.
yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, we're really kind of in the market for a new merch guy too. But
Oh, man. That's crazy.
yeah. Dude has super good deals. We got a batch of shirts.
I think Matt jinxed him.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of Dirtbag Clothing?
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that? I was thinking of maybe contacting them.
Well, you should
Yeah.
certainly contact him about an endorsement.
Endorsement.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking that too. There's no attachments when it comes to endorsements, is there really?
No. Basically, most endorsements like WB Gear and Dirtbag, and then we've got an endorsement with Spectraflex too. They're all discounts.
Oh, okay. So
I
you
mean,
discount,
they're
okay.
tiered, right?
get it.
So I mean, if we were Lamb of God, yeah, we'd probably get some free shit.
Right.
But
Yeah,
we're on the
yeah.
bottom tier.
All right. Yeah.
But we do get a discount, and I know Dirtbag has really moved into making merch for bands, so your T-shirts and stuff like that. I haven't ever gotten any prices from them. We talked to Dirtbag John.
Is that his name?
Dirtbag John.
See, when
Yeah.
I talked about, I didn't even catch his name.
Yeah.
I had a little.
Well, I mean, there's several of them, but,
I had
one
a
of the
little
guys is Dirtbag John.
I had a little too much to drink one night, and I messaged him on Messenger. I was like, "Hey man, I'm in a band. You want to sponsor us by chance?" Like I was just trying to spit my idea.
Just throw it out there.
I do that from time to time to of companies.
It can't hurt, man.
It can't hurt. But I probably
They can
shouldn't.
only say no, and if you don't send that,
Right.
they're going to. I mean, that's an automatic no.
I
Take
think
a chance.
probably all he did was laugh at me. I don't think he answered me after that. But no, I mean it was just funny. It just reminded me that I did that one time.
Yeah, they were down at Rocklahoma last year, and I talked to him for a while. We were already endorsed at that point, but we picked up some Dirtbag swag. You ordered some.
Yeah. I got some with our
when we were down
discount.
there.
See, I was looking on there. They seem pretty fair in price.
Yeah, and they're kind of like WB Gear now, where they also have affiliate brands. So like they have In-Tune guitar picks. WB Gear has In-Tune guitar picks.
I haven't even heard
so you
of
can-
WB Gear.
You probably heard a lot of the stuff that they are
Probably.
the umbrella for, though.
Yeah. SIT strings, Bestronix cables, which are really good cables. We've also got Spectraflex cables. We've used both.
We're
Rev amps.
Spectraflexed out right now on this
Yeah.
podcast, by the way.
Yeah,
Spectraflex.
They actually got
Yeah.
they're actually affiliate with Rev amps. I mean, that would be freaking awesome.
Oh, man.
Give a Rev generator.
Oh, shit.
I mean,
Rev.
you get a discount, but it's still expensive shit.
Well, yeah, but goddamn,
But
those
yeah,
are
that'd
nice
be
amps.
incredible. I'm trying to remember the guitar brand. They got a guitar brand. The WB Gear's got a whole bunch of stuff. He's been doing that for a long time. The guy in charge of that is a road tech for Shinedown.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So this whole umbrella thing has kind of spilled over to Dirtbag, and so they have like BTPA or not. Sorry, they have the In-Tune guitar picks. They have some EMG pickups.
Right on.
Scorpion percussion. So
Yeah.
drumsticks and drumsticks.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about that.
Aquarius or Aquarian drum heads. And they just picked something one or the other just picked something up. I can't remember which one. I think I sent a message saying that we actually, because all these companies fall under that umbrella, and then under that umbrella you get a discount, and like say, some of that stuff is still insanely expensive. I mean, a tube amp is expensive.
Yeah, any way you slice it.
You're not going to get around that.
Right. But, a discount's nice. And if you're thinking about investing in a tube amp, a rev would be really good. But yeah, WB Gear, hit them up. Dirtbag, hit them up. If unless you're really picky on your drumsticks, Scorpion Percussion, is under.
Which I haven't tried them.
No, I've heard nothing but good things on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, I want to give them a try.
We also picked up one with Excel XCEL drumsticks. And he's been using those.
Right.
He's been trying out different sizes before he fully commits, because on those you got to buy like a bundle. But the cool thing is that they engrave your signature or whatever you want.
That's what I
them.
saw. Yeah, engraved signatures and stuff.
So I like the ones I'm using now. The ones I'm using right now, it has an interesting feature where it's like got a weighted butt. So the fulcrum point
like in the back of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the fulcrum point is farther back. It's a little it's interesting. Yeah. It's like I'd never heard anyone doing that, but I kind of dig it.
Kind of sounds opposite of what it would normally. Wouldn't it be more weighted up front?
If it's more weighted up front,
so it's like counterbalanced. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I don't know, but
I like it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it would be more work, but maybe at the same time you'd have more
sound
spring off of the drum.
Right.
If it was the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Try it.
Shoot him an email.
Yeah.
Wait the tip.
You guys are gonna have to try it.
Oh shit! I just got a leg cramp. Goddamn.
Charlie horse. So what are you playing through, Jesse?
I weighted my tip too much.
What are you playing through?
Playing through?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a PV, a big old, I don't even know what it is. I got it when I was in like junior high at a pawn shop, never knowing I was going to play bass. I was going in to start. I was just getting into guitar at that time. I went into this pawn shop just looking for the biggest speaker I could find. I didn't know it was bass, and then years later ended up playing bass, and here we go. It really rumbles a good amp.
Yeah?
I'm not exactly sure, honestly, what it is.
That's destiny right there.
Yeah.
Right there. We had this discussion before on one of the podcasts that PV is so underrated, man. Those things are tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are. They're just freaking incredible.
And like my first amp was a PV Bandit, and I took it for granted that like I thought, oh, it's just a PV. This is crap. And then everything I bought after that just didn't really sound as good.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck?
My second, but I would say first real amp, because it was a 212, was a PV stereo chorus.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And that thing was great. Kind of like I am nostalgic with the custom stuff. I'd kind of like to get another one of those.
Right.
Maybe not ever play it, but just to have it.
Just play around with it.
But
play
if I got it,
rather
I'd end up playing it. So
yeah,
I had a little fun with it.
I had my amp is a PV Viper, just a 15 watt little model combo.
Yeah.
I got a lot of different sounds from that. It was pretty inspiring to pick up.
Yeah. I think anytime you get a new piece of gear, it's inspiring.
I mean,
I just got in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to use them.
What'd you get?
What are they called? X5. But
Yeah.
5. They're really
X5?
expensive. They're like $250, man.
Actually, that's really cheap.
I got it.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go get that, get it on Amazon Prime.
It's funny. Daryl, that's what he bought.
Oh,
He
does
bought
it
that.
work well?
Yeah.
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 And I can't wait to use them.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one issue I think I have the most when it comes to playing live shows. So I'm not able to hear myself that well.
Right.
And hopefully that fixes the problem. I haven't bought the actual ear plugs yet. Like, I'm gonna buy some good ones.
Well, we'll give you some recommendations afterwards.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With Quentin being my son and the bass player, a lot of times when it comes to gear and stuff like that, I'm buying for two.
Yeah.
So, based on Daryl's review, the X Vive in-ears sound really good. What we got was X Tuga.
Xtuga.
Yeah, and it was about the same price, but it was for two.
Oh, okay.
And it's rack mounted. And Quentin and I have both complained about how shitty it sounds.
Did it come with two receivers already and stuff?
Yeah. You know, we got the good headphones, and we've learned to adapt and kind of mix ourselves, but we're at that point where it's like it does what it needs to do. It's just not immersive because it's summed mono, and like any of the sub drops that hit just kill it. I mean, the audio goes away until that sub drop is gone.
How's the latency with it?
I have no problems with that. Yeah. I mean, they work really good. So the first night we did it, we went full on the first night. It was
they hated it.
No bass amp, no guitar amp. It went straight into the mixer. You know, everything was in our ears, and we fucking hated it.
I think I saw that show.
Well, it wasn't a show. Oh, okay. No, this was just in ear.
Was there a show where you guys were playing in ear and someone working on your guys' in ear or something? Like the amps weren't playing loud enough or something?
Well, yeah.
There have been certain issues, but
the last show we did,
I thought it was that issue. I was
your MIDI was fucked up. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Maybe.
Well, you know, the last show when we closed with 9 days, I don't even think the tracks he had turned up.
Yeah, there was no tracks.
Yeah, I didn't think we had any tracks.
So I remember you saying you had tracks on them, so I was lilistening.
Yeah. And we even sound checked them.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand what was going on.
I mean, I had them in my ears.
Yeah.
Because that's how we have it set up, you know.
I'm really antsy to get, though. I mean, I've heard it's different. You know, like it's something you got to get used to a little bit.
It is. I would definitely go through some rehearsals with them before you just jump into it with a gig.
That's what,
for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
One thing you'll notice, especially if you use both earplugs, which we don't generally do because we've had this discussion too. By the time you reach that level where you have a good enough PA that you could run without cabs, you could probably afford people to just move your cabs for you. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, we're still running cabs. We may, there's a couple of shows that we're going to be running sound at. So we may set it up in here and see how it sounds, you know, because then we got control of it. You know,
right.
We can dial it in. But for the most part, we still run cabs. So half the time it's like one ear out, one ear in.
And does that help? Like I see people doing it all the time.
It does because the headphones that we're using, if the crowd was talking to you, you didn't fucking hear them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you ain't gonna hear nothing.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, but you know, some bands remedy that by putting up like just an ambient mic, so that you can hear the crowd sounds, you can hear the drums, you know, different stuff like that. And so just a bunch of different things to kind of try out. We keep talking about doing this video just like not like a rig rundown, but like a tutorial or informative more than anything, you know, where you know, where we set up a PA that's like TJ's, which is 2 single 15 full range cabs. Okay, those are designed. That situation is designed to pump vocals through. That's it. Maybe some kick drum, you know, because we typically put a little kick drum. But you don't want to run your bass direct. You don't want to run your guitar direct. It's going to sound like shit coming out of those 2 little things.
Yeah.
That's just not enough. But then you step it up, and you know maybe you can strip away the guitar and run that, but still need the oomph of the bass amp, stuff like that. And then you get to the full PA where you can you know, mix that stuff. You can kind of isolate that stuff where you want it.
Well, I remember when we first started, we were running everything through a PA. Guitars, mics, all of it. Sounds so jumbled.
Well, but yeah, I mean, what I'm talking about is as the PA gets bigger, the back line gets smaller. So
Right.
like when you get to the full PA, there's no bass cab, there's no guitar cabs. You know, all the monitorings in the in-ears and all the music is coming out of the PA.
It's basically my audio wet dream.
Yeah.
Audio wet dream.
It's
Well, I
like-
mean, less
I was
shit tall.
Yeah.
I was
right?
picturing it, in my head.
yeah, just running everything direct.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have
God, it'd be
any,
convenient.
didn't have
It would
any
be-
cabs
yeah,
on the
it'd be
stage.
super
You got all
convenient.
That's
kinds
why
of
I
room
bought those, the in-ear monitors.
Yeah, no, it's a
Straight
good
up
move.
Convenience.
Yeah.
It's definitely a
Because
good move.
literally, from what I'm reading on the box and from one of the reviews that I watched on YouTube before I bought it, I always usually do that. But all it is, plug in, switch the channel, you're good.
Yeah.
And
I'm ecstatic, man. I cannot wait,
and
man.
especially for vocals, that's like if you don't have vocals in your monitors just coming through real hot, then you're not going to have a bunch of feedback issues with your mic. So that, will save your front of house guy a lot of headache. You'll have more control over what you hear. It's just all the way around. It's a good situation.
I cannot wait to experiment. I have yet to even try it out. Yeah, I mean, all of our stuff, like with all this COVID stuff, it's really hard to get everybody around together right now.
Right.
With all this stuff going on. So when we do get back, should be here pretty soon, a couple of days, I would assume. I'm gonna definitely jam on that, man. I cannot wait. So excited about that. I think that was a Father's Day gift. Thanks, man.
How do you plan on running them?
I figured running it straight through my mixer, right?
Okay, but like when you go to a live show,
I don't know. Yeah. Like that, I don't know. I was going to actually ask you guys, like, have you guys been, like, do you just give that to the guy running the sound and he plugs it into the audio input?
Actually, what we do is we split everything, and then we have our own internal mixer that feeds our in-ear mixes. Most of the time, especially if we're not running sound and we've got our cabs and stuff like that, we just run vocals back to it so that we have the vocals in the in-ears. If you need more guitar, you turn up your fucking amp, stuff like that.
Right.
But so then that one side goes to our mixer and then one side goes back out to the front of house to the snake or whatever. Now you can, you can send the receiver. You've got the receiver. You send the transmitter over to the front of house. Then he has control over your monitor mix. So you still have to have that. But
you give up control to
You give up a little bit of control there.
Right.
But the benefit of that, like he was saying, is if the front of house guy is not fighting with feedback, then it shouldn't ever be a problem for him to get enough in your ears.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I figured.
It's just kind of an extra step.
I like your idea, though. I like that idea.
It's more of an investment, but it gives
it's
you more
of an
control.
investment, I'd have to assume.
Yeah. But you can get an 8-channel splitter, which is more than enough for what we're doing. And so you're kind of you're kind of preparing for the future.
Right. Yeah.
So you're just splitting your vocals now, but later on, everybody else wants to add in ears.
Apparently, all they
start
have
playing
to
around
do-
with tracks and clicks and stuff like that.
Shit.
One of my other band members wants to use it. I believe you can do 2 to each one on the X Vibe.
Yeah.
So like all they have to do is buy a receiver. Then I'm
Yes.
assuming if they want to, but that's just me thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The catch with that is you're sharing a mix.
Right. Okay.
know.
So you would share that still then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be on a direct different channel then technically.
No, you'd both be on the same channel and you'd
Yeah.
both receive the same mix.
Honestly, wouldn't be bad. Honestly.
No,
I mean,
if you guys can agree on.
Yeah.
What you wanna
if you
hear.
dial it,
Right.
if you've got that splitter, okay, and then you can dial in what you want, and you guys agree on that. You don't have to change things when you go from place to place. The front of house guy does whatever he does with what you give him,
Right.
but you've got your mix locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
And so then, you could get 2 transmitters and 4 receivers.
I hope it works out as easy as everybody is talking right now because I am so technologically in advance. Like when it comes to this
You
stuff.
can definitely make it complicated.
I know.
If you need help making it complicated, I'm your guy. I will make it as convoluted and stupid as it possibly could be. But it really doesn't have to be that bad.
Yeah, no, I'll make it difficult in the name of making it easier.
Right.
And then
everything I do in here, I try to make everything streamlined, and for whatever reason, it gets harder.
Yeah, it seems. I think the way it goes is the easier you want to have it at gig time means the more work you have to put in to make it work before gig time.
Yeah,
like it gets really hard to set it up to make it go easy and fast when you get to the gig. Yeah. So.
We haven't got
something
there
like
yet,
that.
but we're getting there.
God damn it, we're gonna figure it out.
There. Yeah. One of these days. We'll play stadiums and people just move shit and set it up for us.
Some days and many dollars down the road, we'll figure it all out.
I don't know.
Next thing you know, they're gonna make us wear hazmat suits out. I don't know if I can sing in a hazmat suit.
Well, that's one of the things. Okay, so again, you guys are going to be listening to this podcast after the fact. But the state of Kansas has issued mandatory masks as of July 3rd or Friday. Our gig is July 10th. And, I have no intentions of singing through a mask.
I don't either, man.
Right.
I will fully tell everybody to, hey, look.
Back up.
Yeah,
back
sometimes I'm a spitter. So, go ahead and back up.
Just get it out. Let's
but you don't want to hear me sing
faces.
You don't want to hear me sing like this.
I know.
You're
not going to enjoy yourself.
No.
You're going to hear a bunch of muffled talking like this. It ain't going to work.
So, how do you guys all feel about that? About the mandate?
I'm okay to agree with it, but like Matt said, like if I'm up on stage, I'm not going to have that thing on. I'll put it on right afterward. I'll put it on right afterward.
Yeah,
I'll go
right
hang out with
before,
everybody.
right after.
Right,
Yeah.
I'll put it on. But I'm not going to wear that shit when I'm singing. Nobody's going to enjoy themselves.
No.
You might as well just do a live Facebook Live thing and do it that way if that's how you feel about it.
I don't know. Maybe we could put my vocals on tracks and then I can just put the mask on and, chill.
Don't they call that lip sync?
Not if your lips aren't moving.
Not the lips aren't moving.
Hey, we'll just send them.
I'll play really good guitar that night.
We'll just send them our CD. They can just play the CD.
And we'll
for
just
our
jump,
set,
just jump around, yeah.
And we'll just drink beer at the bar and be like, we killed it tonight.
We did a good job.
Yeah.
Well, we could record it in here, video wise. Take the projector, set up the screen for the opening act because we're gonna open. He's got to work the next morning, so we're gonna open.
Yeah. You guys are open.
Yeah, we're gonna open.
Yeah,
so that way he can get home and get to sleep.
For
the 4 hours you can get to sleep.
Right. Yeah. Kind of blows.
Man, 4 hours of sleep.
Well, yeah, I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning, so we'll play, and then it's like an hour from the gig to my home. So I don't know.
Man, you guys got so long to drive. Any close area that I've played with you guys got quite a drive usually.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. What we consider local is about in a 2.5 hour radius.
Damn,
it's crazy.
2.5 hours. Yeah. That's local.
That's local. Locals you're gonna get.
Yeah. I mean,
didn't they used to hold a music festival type thing at Cherryville?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few years they did do that.
A charity festival.
Yeah, I thought.
We've started doing what we call the end of summer bash. Mm-hmm. And we get a handful of locals and try and do something like that. Try and mix it up every year. We're still trying. I don't know if we're going to get that. We were going to try and do it at my place. That's where they have it. So it's, cool. I sent her a message, haven't heard back yet. So it's kind of all up in the air. We haven't talked about bands. We haven't.
Don't you hate it?
Yeah.
You're in that conversation, but it's all up in the air.
Yeah. I mean, until we have a venue, it's kind of like, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want anybody to expect this and then have this opportunity and you're like, well, we're doing this and then that falls through. I just secure a venue, a date, and then I start contacting people and see what we're going to do.
So what are you with on the whole, on the whole mask thing just in general?
The whole mask thing in general.
Some people say it constricts breathing. I happen to say that's bullshit. But,
I'll give you 2 examples that I guarantee you is bullshit. Okay,
I'll give you one example where it's not bullshit, but you go.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
medical personnel, surgeons, they don't tell me 30 minutes. They don't change masks during surgery. No, okay, so 3 hour, 4 hour, 12-hour surgeries, they're in the same mask. Right now, nurses are wearing them for their entire 12-hour shift. That's my wife. Okay, she's a nurse.
My wife is food, and they're making her wear the same mask.
Yeah,
the disposable ones.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my wife, she'll get a good mask, and then she'll usually wear a cloth over it, or vice versa. So she brings those home and cleans them. And then the other about the constricting breathing. Ask any immigrant day laborer out in the fields with a bandana up over his face for 10, 12 hours a day, picking whatever the man's got him picking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those numbers of them falling dead in the fields. So
it's crazy you mentioned that too, because I haven't seen any news on like in Mexico, any of that area.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I know, right?
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Yeah. Like everywhere around us is like, breathing hellfire. Mexico's good.
Did no one carry it down there? It just did never get there, maybe?
I guess. I mean, I don't know how Canada's doing. You would think Canada would be that place.
I can understand people with pre-existing breathing conditions in high humid climates working outdoors.
Or you got to ask.
That's kind of like my dad is missing half of one of his lungs. Yeah, because he he had to go into a Costco, and it was mandated he wear that, and he had to leave because he was just getting lightheaded, and he just wasn't getting enough oxygen. It was hard for him.
Yeah,
he has trouble. Like if he just walks like a few blocks, he's kind of huffing and puffing.
Sure,
you know what I mean.
I didn't know you could live off half of that. I didn't know you could take some of your.
They took off like the upper lobe of like one of his lungs because no,
you know what I mean.
It was one of those things like he had a growth there, like a tumor, and it was somehow miraculously not cancerous, and so they had to remove it. But anyways, that was a scary thing, but it worked out.
But my point about
for like 99.9% of people, that's not an issue.
And being outside in a high humidity, hot environment, okay, you're outside.
Right.
Move 6 to 10 feet away and take your mask off and get a breath. I mean, it's
really, yeah.
It's just the crybabying going on right now is ridiculous.
Like it's really easy to do, but like people are so defiant right now on the fact of wearing a mask. Even like it doesn't.
It's like
that doesn't.
I get the
principle. This week we have to put masks on. Next week we're in the concentration camps.
Right. Yeah, that's basically the mindset. Yeah.
I saw
and the ones that are bitching the loudest are the ones that just not too long ago were yelling snowflake.
Right. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Just not too long ago, I saw a news thing where it literally said no more than 20 people or something in a business, and then no more than 120 people or some crap like that protesting. What sense does that make, man?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to protest outside, whereas a business might be inside,
Yeah,
you can spread out. It is what it is. If you're destined to get it, you're gonna fucking get it.
Right. That's what I.
The thing that rubs me the wrong way about everything is like we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do this from the start? Why didn't we do a hard lockdown with masks? Like
why didn't we thought it was? We even thought it was worse about China a long time ago, January. Why wasn't it done then? I mean,
right. Yeah. I'm just.
We didn't even know about it.
It seems like February, I think. It seems like I don't know. I think I saw a meme. It says it's like wearing a condom to the baby shower.
Yeah.
It's like I don't disagree that. Yeah, it's common sense to do it, but it's like why so late in the game?
Why?
Well, the analogy about a condom to a baby shower is disingenuous because the other people at that baby shower probably weren't ones fucking the woman. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's a very good
If
point.
you don't have it
Yes.
now, then a mask is still going to help.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I'm not at all in any way trying to question the hard data that masks do reduce transmission. They do.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
fact.
their tactics though just they don't work. I mean, you got a whole, like, say you got a plant, a bunch of people, you know, and all of them got COVID, right? But you still send people over there when you knowingly know that it's been infected with COVID. You should shut it down and clean the entire area. That's what you should do.
Well,
But people don't want to
most
do
of the
that.
time
You lose
they
money.
No,
you know?
well,
Yeah,
most of the time
yeah.
they do. They will clean. I know Sugar Creek over in
That was
Frontenac.
what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
and they did. They cleaned.
Did they?
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
I mean
good.
that's in the back of my mind every time because I have to go work on copiers there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're damn,
Yeah,
going in the heart of it. Then.
yeah. But they have their own wastewater treatment plant, and that's where I've been working the last week and a half on this machine. Okay, so as the name implies, it's wastewater, right? That place fucking stinks.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Just
So,
driving by,
I
that
worked there.
stinks.
I worked there before. It's not fun.
I wear the mask just to kind of keep down the smell. But
See, the smell wasn't terrible when I worked there, though. Has it gotten bad?
it depends on the wastewater treatment. Yeah.
I must not have hit that area or something.
So that's the big glass building on the east side of the lot. It's not where they actually process the meat, but it's all
okay.
all
That's
the
big
all the
further back.
runoff from cleaning and butchering, and it all goes over there and gets processed.
I always
So-
wondered where that went.
Yeah, but you go out there some days and it smells incredible. It smells like bacon. Then
that's
other
what I was
days it's
thinking.
like, okay, they just brought in fresh pigs because it fucking stinks.
See, when I worked there, I didn't even know if they bring in fresh actual pigs.
I don't know either. I haven't seen that.
It probably smelled like it at the time.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to bring them in and clean them. So I mean, even if they're butchered, they're probably not butchered in the cleanest of environments. you know?
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, what the guy there? So I've been replacing. I started at the power supply because this machine wouldn't turn on. Right, I work on copiers, and so replace that board. Flip the power switch. You can hear the little relay kick on. So the electricity is now getting that far. Still wouldn't turn on. So this time I'm going to replace these two boards. Replace those two boards. Nothing changes. And on that trip, the supervisor was actually there, and he goes, "Oh yeah, man, we have this some kind of sulfide in the air, and it just eats copper. So I mean, it just literally corrodes the copper boards." Okay, he says, "I keep pennies out on the desk to see how bad it's getting." And and then and when they turn black, he tosses them out and has to bring in fresh pennies. So he has like a bucket full of black pennies because it just
Crazy.
eats the copper.
Damn.
So today I went in and I replaced the main board. Well, finally it comes up on the on the control panel, but then there's two little mini boards that go onto the main board. One of those is bad. So this will be like trip 5.
Oh my God.
It's just like, oh my God.
Terrible.
And every time I go in there, I always try and go, like today it wasn't bad. It was kind of cool out and it was overcast. So I went this afternoon and it wasn't too bad. But when it's bright, sunny, and hot,
Is it all glass?
yeah,
Yeah.
I will put it off until the next day morning because
Well,
the
I would've done-
afternoons are rough.
Shit, it's a good thing they're open 24/7.
Yeah.
Go there midnight. Fuck it.
I don't work that late.
I gotta ask, how much those lights cost you?
Those?
Yep.
I think the pair was 100, 120,
That's
something
not
like that.
bad. I expected it to be way more expensive.
It's unbranded. It's straight from China.
They work just as good though, right?
Yeah, most of them are from China. They just come over here and slap a American DJ or a
Are they
Chauvet
easy
or
to
something
control?
like
We haven't really experienced ourselves with lights and kind of stuff like that.
that. Lights
yet,
are
really.
weird.
Yeah, like I heard it's really weird. like to mess with.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Matt does all the lights because it weirds me out pretty bad.
Up to this point, usually even when I'm programming controls, all these new LED lights, they have like their own built-in programs. Mm-hmm. So like, this channel is like strobing and this channel does this and stuff like that. I mean, you can go in and program every single move and every
to
color, to however you want to do it. But man, that's some tedious shit.
Yeah. Is there a button you can just randomize it all?
Yeah,
I'd just do that if it was me.
Usually on all of them, there's like a sound to activate. So it's like you play and it just changes,
Yeah.
But that gets kind of crazy.
Yes, I bet it
You're
does.
playing something fast, man. The shit's just going everywhere, which is okay. But then you're playing something soft, but you're picking out the notes on the guitar, and each note on that guitar is changing the lights, and it's supposed to be this like dramatic ballad. You want to take it back a little bit. So I mean, I know how to do it. I've been doing that part of it for a while. I got Colby to where he can run it, but we're starting to program. I finally figured out how to program, so I can program it to our tracks, and then at some point it'll just be set it up, hit play, our tracks play, the lights go to the tracks, and then the tracks actually change all of my settings on the Helix. So I just play. That's it.
You know what I'm about to ask you next, right?
What's that?
Did you find the firework dude?
The firework dude.
Yeah, the firework.
Oh, Larry?
Guy. Larry, the firework guy.
Oh, my God. No.
I really want to try pyrotechnics someday. I don't even care if it's a pop can.
Yeah, no,
honestly, I want to do pyrotechnics someday. It looks
Fucking
fun.
Larry, dude.
I need to look and see if he's on like Facebook.
Yeah, we need to find him.
Yeah, get him
He's
here.
a hidden gem.
He's got some stories.
Oh,
Shit.
God. That guy's a legend.
I think I heard a few of them from the last show when we played together, that outdoor one.
Yeah.
You guys had a lot to say about that guy. He's awesome.
I know.
I don't even know the guy, and I want to meet you,
Right.
man. I don't That's how cool you are.
That's right.
Larry, if you're listening, we need you. We need you to come back in the game.
We need fire.
Need fire.
Fire.
It's crazy you say that. Everybody realizes Beavis and Butthead.
Hell yeah.
I don't think and one person probably watching this wouldn't know that. Let's hope, anyways.
Let's hope.
Hello.
What's that from Hey Arnold?
I don't even know how to spell his name.
Oh, are you looking right now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Spell it how I think it's. Nope, that ain't right.
What do you guys find inspiring, man? What are you guys listening to right now?
Me?
Or what what's what are you listening to right now? And then also just like all time, what are the things that kind of inspired you as musicians, like learning and wanting you to form your own bands?
Me personally, man, always progression. Always progression. That's what I always looked for.
Yeah.
That's what inspires myself to keep doing it. Like I was saying earlier, I'm the guy that didn't want to scream. And then I get in a band with somebody that wants to, that does scream,
Yeah.
And normally, before I was doing this, I was doing Dave Matthews Band type stuff. I wasn't doing heavy
Dude,
things.
people talk shit and say dad rock and shit. Whatever, dude. I love Dave Matthews.
I love that
extremely
stuff. I mean,
talented.
Incubus. That's that. I still to
love
this day, I
Incubus.
look up to Brandon Boyd as my favorite singer of all time.
I love the guy.
That probably will never change because of my whole pitchy singing thing. But I've been trying to progress to screaming, and it's getting quite well. I'm very happy with the outcome because I was that guy that's like, I can't do that. I'll ruin my voice. The typical answer that anyone that doesn't know how to properly scream would answer that.
Oh yeah, I've had people try to show like I can growl kind of low. I can do the inward kind of vocal fry thing, which is good for a small amount of things.
That's basically where I'm at. In the vocal fry.
Yeah,
thing.
well,
one pitch or maybe a little higher or lower. But
Yeah, there's a definite technique to it that I just can't seem to grasp, and I think it's because I have some classical vocal training, and I think it's just so different
And to
than
be honest,
that.
dude, that hindered me so much with the screaming.
Really?
And, like
Yeah.
that whole aspect of doing it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, man. I mean, I was brought up. I mean, I did competitions since I was like 8 years old, I think.
Oh, right
singing,
on.
Like, doing songs I don't even know what I'm singing about. You know, they're
right,
lyrics from a different language of, you know, like,
Yeah.
you don't know what it's even
Singing
about.
a
But you're
ballad
singing
in Italian,
you know, you're doing stuff like that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, like going into that and now it's just so much of it's more of a freedom. I feel more free doing it.
Good. Yeah,
You know,
that's awesome.
Than being like, oh, that's not the classical way to do things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I never was the type to like just do what everyone else did kind of thing. So like I always wanted to try to push myself and press as much as I could. That's probably what it's about for me on that end.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shit.
So we didn't get to drag these guys into backup vocal territory.
Honestly, Jesse, if he wanted to, he could. He really doesn't do bad at it.
I always thought you guys wouldn't give me a mic. I thought I was bad.
Give him a mic.
and we'd
He's
actually
gonna use.
had,
You give a guy a mic, he's gonna use it.
right?
Yeah.
Give him a few beers. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
We've actually had Ed. He's done backup vocals.
yeah.
The
good.
very first show that we ever did at Time Out Tavern. Actually.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, you did. I can't remember what song it was. I think it was Psychosocial. Maybe a cover or something.
Right on.
But yeah,
I think I popped in every once in a while with some songs,
yeah.
Apparition and such.
But Edward, so like, what kind of, I don't know, what are some bands or some things you're listening to that kind of like getting the creative juices flowing for you?
Well, I might get some shit for this, but I think starting guitar, it was kind of inspiring to listen to like Asking Alexandria and stuff, older stuff. So the stuff that's kind of easier to play, the stuff that's a little basic and generic, but
Look, we were talking about AC/DC, so if you're starting with Asking Alexandria, you're doing all right.
Fucking Kurt Cobain taught me how to play guitar, dude. So, I mean, you can't get easier than that.
No.
yeah, Asking Alexandria. And then it got a little bit more complex to like Veil of Maya and Ocean's 8 Alaska and stuff like that, more melodic
Yeah, right on.
metalcore, some deathcore stuff, but I haven't been on drums for long. I've been in drums maybe months or so at a time, so I guess I don't really get I'm not in tune to the drum parts of songs when I listen to music, so I'm more creatively focused on listening to the guitar.
Yeah.
So there's not many drummers that I have a respect for or such, and most of my inspired happenings just go to guitar anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that'll switch, and I'll start focusing on drummers like what's his name? Chris Turner from Ocean's 8 Alaska. He's a beast. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's kind of an interesting perspective. There's a lot of guitar players like John Connolly from Seven Dust and stuff like that who was a drummer, and so a lot of his guitar playing is based on
Oh, so he
drumming.
was the drummer?
He was never the drummer of Seven
drummer.
Dust, but he was a drummer and switched to guitar.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Here we have kind of the reverse, where it's like you say, you're just getting into drums and everything's focused on guitar. So maybe you'll approach drums from a guitarist,
Maybe a more
perspective.
melodic standpoint, which would be really cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it is.
never really thought about it that way. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense when you're doing guitar
Makes sense what you said.
percussively. You know,
Yeah, you're right.
but doing drums
I mean,
melodically.
There's a lot of really great jazz drummers that really do construct solos in a melodic fashion, and
Oh, yeah.
I love listening to those guys.
I don't think I'm at that level yet.
I'm not
I
at that
saw a
level either,
movie
dude.
once.
It's,
I saw a
it's
movie once
impressive
about a
shit.
jazz drummer. Man, they got it hard.
Oh, you talking about Whiplash?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's a great movie.
If that movie is correct, man, that guy had it terribly hard. That teacher was mean, man.
Oh yeah,
God.
that's an insane movie. It's really good. Have you seen that one, Matt? Have you seen
I've
Whiplash?
just seen clips, but I haven't ever watched it.
Yeah, it's
And I
worth
need to watch
checking
it
out.
because
Maybe.
I like J.K. Simmons.
Oh, man, he goes
Yeah.
off
I
on
think
that,
he's an
dude.
incredibly underrated actor.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah,
That boxing
he's
movie
great in that
really
one.
good, too.
Actually, don't watch it because you probably will treat me pretty
Make you laugh.
shitty. Yeah, you'll probably be throwing shit at me like fucking get it right,
Throw music.
I'll stop
stand,
playing guitar and going
faster. Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what I think he does that in the movie. Yeah.
You know, that's how you know you got a good band teacher, because you didn't have her, but my first band teacher, Mrs. O'Shields, man, she'd get pissed off and she'd be pushing that tempo.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
My music teacher made me sing on top of a freaking piano once. It looked so girly. Ugh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but you do it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it. I do it probably naked.
All right, Jesse, it's your turn. What do you listen to? What are you into right now?
I usually listen to some more mainstream modern metal, like Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, Bullet for Valentine, and then also mainstream modern rock with you got Seether, Shinedown. I'll get into a little bit of 3 Days Grace from time to time. I like a Day to Remember. I like some metalcore type stuff too. I vary a lot. I just like a lot of just rock music. I like the punch of it, metal, everything like that. As long as it sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, and that's good. Music's subjective, so don't ever apologize for anything you like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you take anything away from us old geezers, is if you like it, fuck everybody else.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, then fucking let other people enjoy it, because
They may interpret
Yeah,
it
don't be a
differently.
dick.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everybody interprets the way music is differently in their head. And who are you to tell them how it,
Right.
who are you
Right.
to tell them how they should feel about it?
And believe me, I'm saying this
Kinda
being
bored.
I mean, I was known as the music snob for so long. Like
The music critiquer?
yeah, I was like, oh, you like those guys? You fucking suck, you know. But yeah,
Start naming dates.
yeah.
These guys back at this age.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
with age comes wisdom. Maybe
Well,
that's what I'm telling myself.
Very smart stupidity is what I call it. Like, for me, it was very smart stupidity.
well, that's just enjoy it, man. You only got one go at this, so
Yeah.
if you like it, don't back down from it.
Unless you're immortal like me. I was just kidding, guys. I'm just a little immortal.
The way I'm coming to see it is, you might as well just be the best you can be, because what the fuck else do you have better to do in
Right,
life?
man.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Like
what you
life's an
gonna do?
adventure. Just fucking grab it and trying to do what you can
I mean,
with
I
it.
even turned playing video games into the next step on that end. Like,
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Oh, I mean, I like to play for money a lot of the time.
Oh, really?
To be honest, yeah. You can throw $10 into a pool tournament,
yeah.
and I mean, you could win $300 if you get first. And
Yeah.
that's out of 120 something people.
Is this all Twitch based or
No,
just
some of the tournaments are off of that. Some of them are based off of just a clan thing that I'm in, the community-based clan kind of stuff. And then some are through Facebook that you
Right.
can find them through. And they're independent. I think they're independent tournaments that people hold. But if you think about it, you got 125 people that each put $10 in.
Yeah.
You think about only 10 of those people are going to get $50. And then the first place is going to get 300.
Yeah.
So you're still looking at a profit of what? Like a bunch.
Yeah.
Just right there, just holding the tournament alone.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's there every day. I think I did a tournament last time. That was weird. Cut out on me. I did a tournament the other day actually, and I got like 37th. I didn't get any money or anything like that. But for $10, and if you're sitting on your butt doing nothing, why not bet on it?
Sure,
Bet on your skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
All I do is music and sit on my butt anyways. So like,
It's like buying a lottery ticket once a week. If you're buying lottery
Right,
ticket
like-
after lottery ticket after lottery ticket, and you're putting yourself, your family, and your shit in jeopardy, that's a problem. But
You guys gave me a good idea of this whole podcast thing because I used to stream video games, a lot.
Right, Twitch.
Yeah,
right?
off Twitch, right. And I was thinking about doing that same thing, but like hold conversations, certain specific conversations. While I do it.
Yeah.
About
Well,
music. That's what I was thinking about, to be honest.
If you...
Because I met so many musicians just playing video games around the world. Like,
Sure.
Good God. Like...
Well, and it doesn't have to be just musicians. I mean, you've got these different players that you've played with over the years that you've kind of gotten to know. It's kind of like you kind of profiling different. You're throwing a spotlight on this, Twitch gamer or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a market for it.
Yeah,
I can't remember the
is.
guy's name. He's not like a super well known. This is just shows you how like crazy you can just meet anybody on the internet nowadays. Like playing video games. I met some professional UFC fighter on there the other day.
Nice.
And it was pretty cool. His last name is Hollingsworth or something like that. But yeah, it's just crazy how you can meet famous people and not even know they're famous till they tell you.
Right.
I mean, it's a nickname that you're using. It's not like they got my name is such and such. They don't have it that way. It's always nickname based. So
yeah, well, Ronda Rousey's been doing a lot of Twitch.
Right. There's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, she's not fighting much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staying relevant. Yeah, that's the thing about celebrities right now. I mean, right now is the best time to reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
We need to get off our ass and reach out to a few more. See if we can snag somebody else like Joey Sturgis.
Right, yeah,
that was
sure.
Awesome.
But yeah, I was thinking about doing a little more streaming lately, as of late. It just seems like a fun thing to do at this time too. It's probably a better money generator. Like there were times that people were like, only one time. I can't say there were times. Only one time I got someone just donated $100. Like
nice.
Out of the blue. He didn't say a word. The guy didn't say. He donated $100 and then left my stream, which was weird, man. Like, but
hey, that's cool.
He thought I deserved it, evidently. So.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want to support this podcast, and if you have a beard that needs some wrangling, then you should go to thebeardstruggle.com because they have the beard products that will smooth out your shit.
They'll
straighten out that bag of snakes.
They'll tickle your fancy.
They'll tickle your fancy. They're the bee's knees. We'll give you 15% off. What do they got to type in, Matt? Is it
Off the Edge 15?
Off the Edge 15 is the promo code. You do that, you'll support this podcast. You'll get some fantastic Viking themed products
that smell great.
That smell great.
He's starting to grow himself a little beard. I'm gonna have to
give
him some of that product.
They've got some stuff to kind of help that along.
Help
they do.
What do they call that? Stubbliness? Is that what they call it? Stubbles?
I don't know.
Scruff.
I'm so far out of stubbles.
Gruff. My chair has slowly been sinking this entire time, man. I feel like a midget.
Squeaky. Nothing but the finest, gear here on Off the Edge podcast.
We bought 4 used chairs. Of course, one of them was going to be funky. Yeah,
one of them has to lower.
Yeah. Well, and the other one over there I brought from my house, and it lowers all the time too. So it's not going to be any better. We do have a couple of stools, but that'll put you way up, and then we do have a hard chair.
Oh, the good old hard chair.
Yeah. So
we
do have options.
Oh, sound cut out.
Yeah.
And then
levels of discomfort.
Yeah. So what's I mean, we pretty much know, but what shows you got coming up?
Oh, well, I think we got one coming up on the 11th.
10th.
Just joking. It is the 10th, yes.
Yeah.
And then we got another one.
And it already happened.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting like this. This is a future we're talking about here.
The future.
In the year 2000.
Mine keeps cutting out. There we go. It's back.
Is it headphones?
And we're back.
I think so.
Maybe that cord there.
Probably. I keep fucking. So. What's your favorite alien movie?
Wait. Back it up. Shows.
Oh, shows.
Yeah.
Well, we got one on the 10th, right? And then
Trauma Fest.
Trauma Fest, actually. Which
and-
is gonna be sick, man. This year.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, we were supposed to play with the Order of Elijah on a previous show, but that got canceled
Right.
because of COVID. So they added Order of Elijah in, which is gonna make it even more sick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very, very happy about that. I was hoping they were gonna add him in somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we had the one band drop out, so
Which
we
one?
felt that's. I knew you were going to ask me that, and I should know. They're from Nebraska.
Damn, that's far.
Damn it!
Long one.
I'll have to look it up. But anyway,
Nebraska, eh?
yeah. But we still got our headliner, Kira. So they're fucking phenomenal.
They're phenomenal. I really like Order of Elijah too.
I just heard a few of their stuff, and I mean, from a newcomer screamer kind of attitude coming into it and listening to it, I dig it.
Oh yeah, they're legit, man. We didn't play with them, but we ran sound for them once, and yeah, they brought it, dude.
Yeah.
They're a good deal.
I like that the bigger bands, they're starting to acknowledge that maybe they should go the smaller route. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but
Yeah,
a lot of them are. They're going to smaller venues, smaller bar areas.
Well, I mean, they're talking about regular touring, the big shows like the AEG sponsored shows like Rocklahoma and stuff. That just shit ain't coming back until 2021.
Yeah, that's
So
what next year. Might as well
if they
forget
want
about
to
that.
play, that's
Play
what they
well.
got.
Yeah, man. Like,
You gotta go to like the machine shop or down in Dallas, and
you'll get some bands
the
that
different
will try
clubs
to did not want to do it or whatever, but they're just gonna be the ones missing out, man, because a lot of other ones will end up doing it.
well, the bigger they are, the less they have to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it. I think the best thing that could come out of this is for a larger band to book a national tour without any supporting acts, and every town they stop in, they fill it with local regional.
It's a great idea.
But on top of that, if the gates open at 6, show starts at 7, the headliner may not go on till 10 or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So you get those stragglers that come in at like 9:45 and shit like that. Miss all. Gates open at 6, show starts at 7. The doors close at 7.
Oh, so you can't get in afterward?
No.
Like if it's afterward? Oh,
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. That actually would work probably.
Yeah. I mean,
Figure out the logistics.
Whatever
That definitely
headlining
works.
band did that would be a freaking national hero with local band. And I mean, it's not, they don't have to take any of them on the road. It's just one show. But I guarantee you, every stop that they have, they could get enough bands to fill that slot, And yeah, you're still going to have your smoking areas, and you're going to have those assholes that sit out there until that main band comes on. But guess what? They're going to hear it in the background.
Yeah.
And if something actually catches their fancy, they'll go inside. I don't know.
Right. Well, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome, man.
It's 7:01. It's too fucking bad.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Listen outside.
That would be impressive.
And then
I
you
would
got
be
a crowd
impressed.
outside.
I would be impressed by that band.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would, yeah.
It would take some balls to do that.
It would, because you would get a lot of backlash at first. You probably would.
Yeah.
I mean,
you probably would.
Oh, I couldn't make it by 7. Blah, 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 blah.
right. You'd probably say something like that. I'm fashionably late.
Well, and here's the thing, though. Most bands don't start at 7.
Yeah, they always start later.
They start 7:30, 7:45. So you got that little grace period, but you don't advertise that shit.
No.
The
Right.
doors close at 7. If you ain't here, you ain't getting in.
Yeah.
So, you give them till 7:45, but
I
you
like
don't
it.
tell them that.
But you don't tell them that. Yeah, I wouldn't tell them.
Yeah. And then, probably 99% of those bands go in there and play for merch, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
We would.
Yeah, right.
I have to say I didn't like the whole we played at Aftershock. I didn't. I mean, I can agree with their logic on selling tickets. I can agree with that, but we're a band that's not from Kansas City. How do you expect
Oh, did you have to
us?
pre-sell?
Yeah, they expected us to sell a certain amount of tickets.
How many did they expect you to sell?
25, I think. And I think we got close to that.
Yeah.
Well,
We got like 18, 19,
I mean,
something
we're
like
able
that.
to play, of course.
Sure.
They used it as a ploy to be like, oh, okay, you sell the most tickets, you get the choice on when you want to go on.
Right.
What? I'm sorry, I don't care when I go on. I don't.
You know,
I really don't.
I get the
I get if we were from there. That makes
right,
sense.
and I get the financial aspect of it, but my thing is and there's some different places we played that's been the same way. They do that because they don't have the money
to fork it over to the
headliner.
Right.
Yeah. So that tells me right there that, you know, you're reaching bigger
than you should.
Yeah.
Because and I don't have a problem pre-selling and different stuff like that. I don't. I mean, I get it, but you should be able to lose your ass. You should be
willing to take a risk.
Well, you should be willing to lose your ass.
Right.
You know. And I know I have a good friend that lost his ass last year. And he's still in the game. Because, you know, he put that money up expecting not to recoup it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Promotion and show stuff. And it's, there are so many variables in that. It's just,
you can't tell me that
it's a can
places
of
like
worms.
that don't make a profit just off the drinks. And
The drinks alone there.
yeah, I know.
They were
He was
charging.
only one
dude, we
drinking that
did one show. I'm not naming names. We did one show. We had to pre-sell tickets. We sold the most tickets, and went and played, and they literally increased the beer prices for that show.
Right.
Damn.
They increased the beer prices.
Like on the
It's
spot.
like, all right, well,
okay, the price went up $2.
Well,
you proved that you can bring in a crowd. Now let's punish all the people that you brought
That's
in.
fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
fucked up, man.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of
predatory.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Price
That's a good
gouging.
word for
Yeah.
it right there. Predatory.
So you know, and
Inflation.
maybe the decision was made because the other bands didn't sell as many as we did, you know, and so that's what they did to pay that band. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you should go. If you're going to go into something like that, then you got to be willing to lose it.
I mean, we booked up. I mean, I don't like to talk ill on the Abstract. We had a fun time when we played there. You know, it was a great time.
I get what you're saying.
We tried to book.
yeah.
We tried to book though, like the Aftershock, and we didn't sell tickets one time. They told us not to even. Don't worry about coming. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Corey,
I think
Corey's a really good guy. He busts his butt to try to get shows all the time out there, man. I dig what that guy's doing.
I think the winning strategy for a venue is to build the reputation that you are the place to come see live music, good live music.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
like if people know that at any time they want to see live music, they can go to your bar
Yeah.
and see it. You know?
But the bar has to own that responsibility. The bar
Yes.
has to do the work.
Right.
A lot of them
Yeah.
don't.
No, it's like they'll you give them a link and they'll look at your Facebook numbers and be like, okay, you know, you got to sell these many tickets.
Yeah.
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 And
yeah.
I'm not saying that like the band obviously has a responsibility to promote the show, to try to get people in there, you know. I mean, but it's the venue has to take responsibility as well.
Well,
they can't just shift it all onto the band and say like,
No.
oh well.
Especially
venue
a band
need-
that's not from around there.
I
does it?
know, I
Yeah,
know,
like-
right?
I'm sorry. I'll hand it. I mean, I can ask some
Yeah.
strangers around.
I think the best thing to do probably for a band like either of us that wants to break into a new city is to do a gig trading kind of thing with a band, like a band that's from that area like, oh, we'll open up for you, and then we'll have a show and have you open up for us. And it may not be the most profitable thing, but it'll get your foot in the door in that city.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe.
I mean, you need to be in that city for a while before you can start to draw.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's shifting. It's bringing in a large band and then shifting all the financial responsibility to the opening acts.
Right.
You know, that's where it gets shitty. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You need to be able to pay the band, and yes, we'll help. We'll all help to try and make you a profit. But why are we doing all the work?
Right, it should be a group effort on that. Like, oh, good Lord.
Because I mean, we're bands in that unique situation where like say, in 2.5 hours is our local,
right?
But you go to those places and they're like, oh man, I wouldn't drive that far. It's like so every band that comes in, promoters are stacking locals. Locals are playing every week across town in the same damn town. You're killing your own scene.
Yeah.
By oversaturation.
Right.
Yeah, by oversaturation. Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense.
That's been your rant for the week. No, but yeah, it's
one of them.
All true.
Oversaturation.
Don't blame you.
I don't know. It's the same thing as radio. I miss the days where the DJ made or broke bands.
Oh, I miss the days when the DJ had the choice to even put down a local.
Yeah.
Right.
Walks into
CD,
a record store, man.
Here's a new band I heard.
Yeah.
Check them
Yeah.
out. Yeah. They can't do that anymore.
No.
I know.
It's
It's,
just
all
terrible.
corporate. Everything's corporate now.
It's sad how it had to go that way.
Syndicated.
I mean, I don't know why it decided to go that route.
Money.
Money.
Yeah.
Probably.
Money.
All about fucking money. Like South Park saying about the the biopic. It's not about playing bands and playing gigs anymore. It's about your biopic. It's about your biopic.
Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot of that on Facebook. No local things. I'm talking like just weird things that you're seeing, like a band I've never heard of, but like it seems like they've gotten so much recognition somehow, and I've never even heard of them.
Right.
Crazy.
I don't know.
How does one get that much recognition? I'd like to know their secret.
Right.
Like
Content.
But yet that's the first content I've seen of those guys. But yet they have like thousands and thousands of views. I don't get it.
Some of that might be bought.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a lot of that's bought. Because it just doesn't make sense to me how that it didn't even, no offense to them, it just didn't sound that great to me.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely real strategies for different online platforms.
Wish Zuckerberg would talk up on that.
Facebook is not the best one.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, shit, I thought it was.
But I would say it's probably the most populated, and that's why everybody stays on it.
Yeah.
But as far as an artist goes, Facebook is not designed for an artist. Instagram's closer, but it's more visual.
Right.
So it's still not quite there. And we kind of jump back to right now, Spotify is the social network for musicians.
That's kind of where we're at with that. We need to get our stuff out so we can be put on Spotify. We're not even at that.
And
we haven't got there. We're right at the cusp of just starting to do all
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
Sucks.
But the thing about Spotify is it's limited, but you do have a certain level of control.
More than you think you do.
Yeah.
It's more
On
of a
Spotify.
social network than you think it is.
It's not like dropping your music on Apple or Google. I mean,
Can people comment on your songs and stuff like that on Spotify?
It's not so much that, but what people can do, what users can do, is they can create playlists.
Okay. So they could take your song, put it on their playlist.
Yes, and then other people can subscribe to those playlists.
So, if you're on a playlist that has thousands and thousands of follows, then people are going to be hearing your song.
Yeah.
and then you can.
They took that pyramid scheme to the next level.
Yeah, well,
they really kinda,
to an extent.
To an extent. Well, I dig it. I mean, it makes
and
sense.
then you know, if you're in a bunch of playlists with a bunch of like the same bands are occurring in those playlists or whatever, then it's like, well, now if someone listens to that band, like maybe you'll come up as a recommendation.
Yeah.
That's something that they'll like.
I dig that.
Yeah. So it's a little convoluted, but there is a system there to work. Kind of.
Yeah. And I mean, there is an algorithm, but it's an algorithm for beneficial to artists because you can work that algorithm. You don't want to go and take your band and try over and over and over again to associate it to Katy Perry.
Yeah.
That's not going to benefit you.
Damn, that's been my strategy.
Well, shit, we cover Katy Perry, so we got that side advantage. But the two biggest things is to try and get on the actual Spotify playlists, and to get that sounds like, you scroll down at the bottom of your page. You get to that point where it sounds like these are similar artists.
Yeah.
Because then you're a similar artist on all those pages.
Right.
And the key is to find another band that's about your size. Mm-hmm. And, just start up a conversation with them, make sure that they're kind of similar to you. And then say, hey man, I'll throw you on my playlist. You want to throw me on yours, and then that, you just kind of work it out that way. And then
I did that the same way when it came to, like streaming video games. I did that the same way. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So, you got 40 followers and they got 40 followers. Well, between the two of you working it, now you're associated with acts that have, 500 followers. And then, that just kind of works up. It is work. And
it can be tedious. And all that
did you just
stuff,
tell me your secret to getting big shows?
No, it's not our secret. That's how we got.
It's a worldwide.
That's how we got Joey Sturgis. We went through a Spotify playlist challenge, and then we all slacked off on it. But
so that's how you guys got on the challenge thing. They just come up when you put on Spotify through it.
Well, the challenge was, I caught it on marketing. I follow Joey Sturgis because he's a producer. Mm-hmm. And it showed up in my feed, and so I listened to it, and then emailed him, and it was literally him that emailed me back, and
fucking awesome.
And then we went through that, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to come in on our podcast?" He was like, "Sure." So, I mean, this is a guy that produced Asking Alexander.
I know, very like, well known man.
Yeah, well, it's funny because he wasn't that well known to us.
Right.
Oh, he's well known to me.
Yeah, but it's a generational thing.
I guess I can't lug myself in with your awesome generation.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 33 now.
Okay. All right.
I guess I'm a little bit. I'm right under it. I'm not right with Quentin. I'm a little over Quentin.
Right.
No, I'm not quite above you guys.
What did you say, 33?
33, yeah.
Okay, so Quentin's 22.
Yeah.
I'm 44. So there you go.
I'm 42.
There you go.
So,
right in the middle.
You're mid-generation.
Mid-generation.
Three generations.
So would I count as a millennial?
Yep, you're a millennial.
Am I really?
Yeah, you are.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Damn it.
God damn it. Yeah, we're Gen X. I barely slipped under the wire on the Gen X. I'm like 78. I think the cutoff is 80. So
talking on millennials, like, God damn it, now I'm
fucking I'm one of them.
Category. God damn it.
I think the generational thing is more about your mindset than your age.
No, it is.
It's kind of
really is.
It's kind of like a horoscope.
Mm-hmm.
So my birthday is October 21st, which is a Libra, but like the 24th is Scorpio.
Right. I'm there on there. I'm 23rd.
Yeah. So I look at both of them because they generally both apply.
Right. Right.
That's my wife is on the Gemini Cancer cusp.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Colby's a Cancer.
Oh yeah.
He is such a fucking tumor.
I wouldn't know.
So anything planned after Trauma Fest?
Homebrew.
Yeah, you guys are on homebrew.
Yeah,
this year.
homebrew coming up again too. That was a blast last year, man.
Oh man.
God damn.
Oh yeah. That was an awesome show.
I've never
It really was because
it-
it was like
I didn't expect
Fuck
it
it,
either.
you know?
I didn't
Just-
expect it. I didn't expect that many people to show up, to be honest. I mean, it's an underground scene.
Yeah.
You know, you normally, like, I've been there almost every year for the past 4 years, I think. And like, that last year was the most packed I've ever seen it.
Awesome.
I mean,
It's because we were there.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. We'll take
course.
credit. Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't, not help that the fact that he provides free craft beer and
Yeah.
free craft wine to the whole group of people, that anyone there for free if you want.
yeah.
Like, that's what I find most amazing about that homebrew every year, man. I think that's why most people go, is because it's fucking awesome. Like, who wouldn't enjoy some free craft beer, loud, good music, and some good homemade wine? Who wouldn't?
yeah.
Like, every non-American? I don't know. Like,
Goddamn communists would enjoy it.
commies, I swear to God.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay this out there because I can't untype this. So last few weeks, I've gotten onto Facebook, downloaded the picture, uploaded it, typed out my comment, and I was like, no, fuck it, I'm not getting into this. Not getting into this. The entire Western Hemisphere is America. Okay?
Oh, right.
Let's just clarify that right now.
Okay.
We're the United States.
Right.
So,
Which is a part of North America.
yes.
Right.
So when everybody says to get the fuck out of America, you're telling them to go to Europe? Let's
Or
just clarify
Asia?
that.
I'm a fucking going to Antarctica.
Nah, they're just telling them to go to Chaz, man.
Or we
Fucking Chaz.
complain about the Mexicans coming to America? They are Americans.
They are Americans.
They are Americans.
Yeah, they're American.
Native Americans, even.
Yes.
Motherfuckers built more than any of them did. Like,
I'm guilty as is anybody is referring it to America, but
Well, sure. Yeah,
That-
same.
that's just the level of spoiled we are in the United States, that we just appropriate two continents as
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's
Just
yep.
putting that out there.
It's uniquely
that's it. Because I
United
can't
States
untype
mindset.
it. It's there for posterity.
Okay. Let's take. This has been. What should we call this little segment? We need to have this every episode. We need to have like.
this is the political segment.
This is Matt's corner.
Matt's corner.
The shit Matt holds back.
Yeah. It's
This is the shit
strange.
that really grinds my gears.
Yeah, it is. You know what really grinds my gears?
Get off my lawn segment.
To get off my lawn.
It's weird because I don't know. I don't want to go into it.
Anybody ready for the next Simpsons predicament? Or what?
Prediction?
Prediction.
It could be a predicament. Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah. Could be a kerfuffle.
I've been just waiting for it, man. It seems to me like they've been pretty on the damn ball.
Poppycock.
Yeah.
All poppycock. I'm totally saying that our next show.
I'm
Totally gonna say it. It's all poppycock.
It's like
and I think you need to like go really over the top with
Poppycock. It's poppycock. It's poppycock.
today I was playing badminton and I hit the shuttlecock.
The shuttlecock.
Need to look up every word that has cock in it and then just be the new thing.
Or tiddlywinks.
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 We need to bring back Tallywhacker.
it. Tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You put your hand in between your legs to protect your Tallywhacker.
Yes. Little boys need to know this.
that ain't Midwest, I don't know what it is.
It sounds. There's a redneck kind of twang to that. Tallywhacker.
I mean, are you tallying the wax? You know.
This goes back to Beavis Bug whacking on my tool shed.
There was a hole there. It looked about the right size, so I just stuck in my tallywhacker.
Oh shit.
Oh. All right. Well, like any good podcast, this has devolved.
Evolution.
Yeah.
So nothing else after homebrew as of now?
Not as of now, no.
I was gonna say we did get on board with Legacy of Music again this year.
Yeah, we did get on board with them.
Yes.
So we don't know the actual lineup or even the
Time.
Or the venues or
We do know we're in.
yeah.
So I know that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is that September when that takes place?
End of September,
Yeah.
26th, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's always a fun time. I think we've talked about that before, but yeah.
It's for a good cause.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, man. I love doing stuff like that for any of those types of situations. Like,
Yeah.
it always makes me feel good inside afterward. That's for sure.
Well, you know, here's the real fact. Most of us will go out and play for nothing anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it just makes us feel better if we're doing it for a cause.
Yeah, right.
In this
There's
case,
at least a
it's-
reason why we're there.
There's an altruistic.
We're
In the
not
case
just
of Legacy of
musicians and
Music,
crazy.
it's music education.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, I think, a cause we can all get behind.
Oh, fuck yeah. I get behind that 100%, man. I wouldn't have even been able to, if my music teachers didn't push me 100%, dude, I would have probably just sat on my butt and did nothing.
Same.
I mean,
Yeah. I never
It
in
was
a million
all thanks to
years
them. All
thought that I could sing.
because I got made fun of shit
And-
ton, by the way, for singing when I was younger. I'm sure you guys probably, if you sang back then, did too. I mean, they
Yeah.
always gave you shit and bullied you for that kind of thing. Who's fuck's laughing now, motherfuckers?
Right. It kind of worked the opposite for me in a way. I was always afraid to sing in front of people.
Really?
And my family always told me I had a horrible voice. I never had any kind of musical encouragement from my family.
I mean, did you know they were full of shit, or did they
No,
were they
no.
true? Was it
Well,
true
I
at the time?
I got into drums like kind of early, and I played drums in band and stuff like we were talking about earlier. But it wasn't until I was a junior in high school and just friends that were in choir like heard me just singing along with like Alice in Chains or some shit, and was like, "Dude, you match pitch perfectly."
Oh, yeah.
Come and
I think
so-
you
and then
even
it
do
just took
backup
off.
stuff for your guys.
Yeah,
band,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I
Oh
hear
yeah,
you
he
doing
makes me
it.
sound way better.
Nah,
Hitting them high notes.
Yeah,
Hitting them high notes.
or the low ones.
Or the low ones, yeah.
He's the low.
I'm the bass. I'm a bass. I'm a baritone, really. I kind of wish I was more bassy, but
Me too.
It's not that fun.
I wish I had like that. There's a Russian guy that wears a mask that like moves. It's like a devil type. I can't remember his name, to be honest. So I'm just trying to mention what he looks like. But he always wears this like devil type mask, and he's got a great scream, by the way. Like if there's one guy that I'd like to someday sound like screaming wise, if I wanted to do that, you know, like all the time, that's where I'd go. But this guy is amazing. Like he don't need a microphone. Like no joke. Like a crowd of like 1,000 people, the motherfucker don't need a microphone. How do you do that? Like, how do you project your voice that much with that much bass screaming that you can project like a microphone does, but without one?
you're born in the gulag.
You're born in the gulag, man. Amazing.
I was born in it,
was
molded by it.
Great movie.
Oh shit!
That was probably my favorite.
It's always going to go to movie references at some
Dark
point.
Knight has to be my favorite on that one.
Oh yeah, Heath
Yeah,
Ledger
The
was
Joker,
incredible.
yeah. I mean, of course, made that movie.
Yeah, did you
So you
did
guys-
you watch the Joker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did.
So what's your opinion on it?
I mean, a little boring. A little. I mean, but I can get past that. I like to critique movies like kind of like you do.
Yeah.
In a way, I've watched your guys' podcast lots of different, so I can tell you're very familiar with movies and stuff. So I think it was boring at first. I think they really caught it towards the middle.
Yeah.
And towards the end, they really did a good job.
Yeah,
But they could have added it towards the middle to make it twice as exciting.
yeah.
Without making it more of the drama than it is the thriller that it should have been, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it should have been more of the thriller. They made it more of a drama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see it?
I haven't seen it.
No, you haven't seen it.
I
won't
want
spoil
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
would.
not to. That's why I didn't want to say so much. I didn't
haven't
want to
seen it
spoil
either.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
You saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
it.
It's a different take. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it is
on
more
the
of a
Joker.
drama.
But it's a smarter Joker, in my opinion.
My take is that it is a great movie, but a terrible DC movie.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
man. That was a
absolutely.
DC movie?
Well, it's the Joker.
Well, I didn't know it was a DC movie. Like,
I mean, it's Thomas Wayne.
they can do spin-offs all the time.
Oh, no, yeah, but I think if you
That made it twice as bad.
I think if you just look at it as a standalone movie,
Right.
it's a great movie.
Totally has potential.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
I don't like having any sympathetic feelings for the Joker. That the
I don't
whole
either.
idea of the Joker is to not be a sympathetic character.
I totally sympathized when he told like, disorder type stuff he was talking about.
Yeah.
I totally sympathized. I was like, oh
And I
man, I,
think-
feel sorry for the fucking Joker right now.
I think it painted that picture beautifully. I mean,
he did. Yeah.
the whole idea of mental illness that was touched upon in that movie was great. Shouldn't be connected to DC.
right. Well,
Here's-
was there
here's
any
the
other
deep-
people connected with it.
Yeah, just Thomas Wayne. I mean, they had the cameo of Bruce Wayne and stuff like that.
Right.
but, I mean, it probably won't ever amount to anything in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
But just having that connective tissue is like, man, I wish they really didn't make my Joker that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him unknown and
I think that towards the end
it's
they
almost
really
it's
portrayed
just
him.
a different take on the whole thing. It's almost like a how a story or a character can be sung
feel it's a more
sung by multiple
realistic-
bards and portrayed in different ways. Like
but my hat's off completely to Joaquin Phoenix,
he's always been amazing. He's like
the one that played him.
Oh, the one that
Yeah.
yeah, that guy was good, man. I like him.
he's such a method actor too. He's like just
The way he
embodies a
did
role.
that laugh, man, that
It's
was
creepy shit.
That was
Yeah.
creepy. Like
Yeah.
I'd have to say, man, and it wasn't even. I don't even know if it was supposed to be creepy when he was doing it at that time on that. You know what clip I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he doing it right over his mouth, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. And
It's disturbing. Yeah,
I think it's because, like you said, you can have that sympathetic kind of feeling for him. And man, what a lesson! Because
yeah, it's a good life.
you know, here's again. All right, I talk about things like this with my teenage daughter. Okay, and I always preface it. I go, dad philosophy. All right, so I'm going to go dad philosophy. All right, it's like, to be like. Being a weak person is not being a good person, right? Because to be good, you have to have the choice to be bad.
Yeah.
In my view. So to have the choice to be bad, you have to recognize within yourself that there is the capability of being nihilistic, of wanting to watch the world burn, of feeling so fed up with everything that you just want to destroy it all. That life is not worth anything, that that meaning, or that the meaning of existence is suffering, and therefore it should never have been. It's like that is the ultimate evil, right?
Yeah,
That's the ultimate evil, is wanting to just rage against being itself. So to be good, you have to recognize that all humans have the capability of going to that dark place. I think. And then
you have to be capable of doing evil.
Right.
If you're that capable of being that good.
right, it's like good, the capability, that the choice of being able to do evil is almost like defines being good.
They kind of portrayed that in Batman
I think
vs.
that
Superman.
that movie,
Yeah. Batman vs. Superman. That's literally what they were portraying.
I think I wouldn't necessarily call it evil, but I would say the most basic instincts of self-preservation.
Sure. Yeah, I'm kind of using maybe religious language.
No,
I don't mean it to skew into a religious kind of framework, but
But the difference is between animalistic nature and human nature is that we have that choice.
Yes. And that's consciousness,
Yes.
which we were talking
and making,
about earlier.
Making that choice to be animalistic, anarchaic, chaotic, whatever, that is your definition of evil.
Yeah.
But without that choice, there is no good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a construct of consciousness.
Yeah.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah. I totally. That's exactly right. That's what I take from that movie. It's like you can sympathize with.
What would you say to that
feeling.
to a serial killer, though? I mean,
what would you say about a serial killer?
Like, what would you say? Like, is that kind of?
Because they've gone that way.
Right. Like,
yeah.
Well, they made the choice. They
made the choice that they've made the rational decision that because there is so much suffering in the world that being is not worth it. Right? Yeah. So it's like you're almost acting like there's like I'm going to again, this kind of a religious framework, and I'm not necessarily like a religious person, but it's the only way I can think to frame it is that like you're raging against God for creating being, right? It's like, I'll show you fucking making all this suffering, I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to fucking rage against that.
They call musicians crazy.
Yeah, we are.
We're a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say we're nuts.
Me too.
I like going.
You definitely need to watch Hannibal.
Yeah, I do. I do need to watch that.
You never
series.
watched Hannibal?
No, the series
on Netflix.
Series. Yes.
Is it really that? Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll watch that tonight. I've been tempted, but the clips that it shows when you go to watch the shows on Netflix, they look like shit. Like they look terrible, man.
So basically, going off of what he says, the character of Hannibal totally kind of flips that on in. He would be like the anomaly to that.
Okay.
Which just, creates a whole new
category of it.
But what I've told everybody, and I watched seasons 1 and 2 when they were still on TV, back when I had TV.
So this was on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy if you watch it. It's just the first season alone. You'd be like, holy fuck, this was on TV?
I'm watching that tonight.
Yeah. So I haven't seen season 3, and I just went ahead and restarted it to do it. But the art direction on that show is incredible. The crime scenes, the brutality, the murders, everything are the most gorgeous things you will ever see on screen.
And let me get this straight. Like, this is a Hannibal
Lecter. Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter series.
Yeah. Yes. So this would be prior to Silence of the Lambs, prior to Red Dragon.
Okay.
He has just met Will Graham, which is the profiler that worked for the FBI in Red Dragon. So it kind of works up towards Red Dragon, the movie. You know what I mean?
Does it work up to the prequel? Did it work up somehow to that? You know that prequel I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like Hannibal Rising.
Yeah, whatever.
It was all right. I think it kind of just...
I didn't know if
maybe
they just
takes a place of that.
I didn't know if they maybe incorporated that somehow. Or...
It could. It's never really touched upon. So, I mean, it could connect because Hannibal's grown. I mean, he's an adult.
So this time he's just an adult and helping with cases.
He's already a therapist, an established therapist. But what? Yeah.
So do they show like that? Like literally, they go that route with. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm watching this.
One of the episodes he's cooking some loaves.
Hello, Clarice. That's all I think about every time I think of Hannibal, man.
Yeah.
Hello,
Well, and I
Clarice.
mean, as good as Anthony Hopkins was, Mads Mikkelsen does just as good.
Well, he's a great actor too.
He is. And when he's just naturally kind of dark.
Yeah.
From the clip that I saw just on watch, you get those clips, and it did look dark. God damn. I'm glad that you mentioned something because I would have never have watched it. Like,
give it a go.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go.
The thing I always take away from each episode is just how gorgeous they frame this hideous brutality, because and most of it's not around Hannibal killing people. It's the FBI trying to find these other serial killers.
He's helping them.
And Will Graham is a patient of Hannibal's, so they talk and they interact and different stuff like that. But
You think about it in the Hannibal movie, that's kind of what he did.
yeah. Well, and there's one episode where they find like 6 or 7 bodies and they're buried out in the forest, and they are kept alive intravenously. But I can't remember if they were brain dead or not. But the singular purpose to keep them alive is to grow these special mushrooms.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
That's fucked
so
up.
they find some mushrooms, they start digging them up, and they find fucking bodies.
Oh,
Wow.
And they are there purposely to feed these mushrooms. It's some
okay,
fucked up
that is
shit.
ate up.
But it's
Do the mushrooms give them powers?
well, and I think that was his thought
Right.
when they're talking about it, this is a circle of life type thing, and taking the power from
It's like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
You got all that green stuff growing, and there's like
Yeah.
guys like, oh yeah.
That guy was so weird, man.
It's a good show. The character of Will Graham in Red Dragon was played by Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Great actor.
But very, very normal.
I'm trying to think of
Right. I mean, he was just an FBI agent,
Right.
FBI profiler. And in this show, he's on the spectrum. He's close to Asperger's, and, he has problems in crowds and dealing with people. And so it just adds that element to it too. And you watch when he goes to a scene, they close off the scene, and then they start to, the way they do it is they'll put him in the scene, and then that scene plays out backwards. So as he sees what happens, the victim had their neck slashed or whatever. So that closes, she gets back up. It's a cool show.
Totally worth the watch.
Any of you guys watched Ozark?
Oh, I love it. I watched it all already.
I haven't finished the most recent season.
I will not screw it up for you.
Oh,
my
dude.
friend.
I'm
that is
obsessed.
yeah, man.
I binged the shit out of
Yeah,
it. It's great.
How many seasons are there?
The third one just came out.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
That's
it's
doable.
It's amazing, man.
Dude, you'll love it, man. Like if you'll love just the storyline in general.
Yeah.
Is it like
Exciting.
a Breaking Bad type thing? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, I
In
never
my
really watched that
opinion,
show,
yes.
but yeah.
My opinion.
Well, I didn't
totally,
either,
yes.
but I know what it's
Basically,
about.
Jason
Larry
Bateman's
storyline
character.
type.
Jason Bateman's character launders money for a Mexican drug cartel. He moves his operation to Osage Beach at Lake Ozark, and fucking craziness ensues. It's not like a fast-paced, action-y kind of thing.
Sure.
It's like a more slow build character development, like fucking puts you through the emotional ringer kind of thing. But it's so well done, so good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah. I highly recommend. It's very good.
In 3 seasons, man, that's doable.
Yeah, that's what I thought
I can
too.
get that in a free weekend.
I haven't seen it.
There's so much I want to watch that anymore.
There's a lot of content out there these days, man.
I tend to steer more towards movies because you're like 2.5 hours and done.
Right.
Less investment, but there are those standout shows that I have to watch.
I gotta say, I always go to the thriller or horror. Like in the end,
Yeah.
I always end up going to that, and I'm shrinking again.
Yeah,
But yeah, I always go to the thriller and horror. Like,
I do too, and it's funny because I love good comedies, but I don't know why I don't pick them out when I watch them. Man, they're fucking hilarious.
You
and
need to
they're great,
watch
but-
a comedy with other people for it to get.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like
Yeah.
watching a comedy by yourself, it's funny, but it's
Yeah.
not as funny when you're not
trying to
laughing with
chuckle as
somebody.
hard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I'm watching a movie with my wife, I'll laugh harder than if I'm watching it by myself.
Same, yeah. Do you guys listen to other podcasts? Yeah. Do any of you listen to Two Bears, One Cave?
I have not yet. No.
All right.
It sounds interesting though. That's for sure.
It's two comedians, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, and I just like they put one. The last one they put out, I was literally like, I walk around, for my job. I'm like walking around in public, right? Mm-hmm. I'm listening to it on earbuds and I'm crying, laughing just out in public. I'm just like looking like an idiot, but it's so goddamn funny. I was about to die.
Well, and that I like you say, it's funnier to watch comedy in front of people. So that's a huge.
Yeah. I was by myself and I felt like an idiot because I was just out in public and I was like, if anyone's watching me, they're like, this mailman is having a fucking some kind of breakdown.
I totally forgot you were a mailman.
Yeah, like
so you're walking down doing your job.
Yeah, and I'm just like crying, laughing.
Yeah, the picture
like,
in my head
can't
now
even function.
So much funnier.
Like it's so funny. I actually started with the post office in Fort Scott. I was there for almost 4 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Would you look at
Side note. Lived in Pittsburgh and worked in Fort Scott.
There you go. Well, guys, we're getting on in the night.
Yeah.
Want to thank you a lot for coming
About
out.
2.5 hours in, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
If you guys ever want to come check us out, just check out Rage My Rival on Facebook, Instagram, and I think that's all we got right now.
We're on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, we don't do a lot on YouTube though. So
Mostly Facebook right now.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Edward does pretty good with
We will be doing it on
Instagram.
Spotify as soon as we get our stuff recorded up soon.
Yeah.
We're looking forward
Most
to that
definitely.
for sure.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
As well as the next few shows that we play with you.
Definitely. And I'm very much appreciative. Thank you for letting us on the show, man. It was really cool of you. I really dig this show. I've been watching it since you started it.
Really?
And yeah, no
Well,
don't
thank you.
joke. She's been having to sit through me watching it like the whole time. So, she's like, oh god, you're gonna just watch him talk and crap on stuff. I was like, well, I like that stuff, man. Like, come on now.
The last few, you're like, Jesus Christ, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours.
That's what she was saying. She's like, but there's 3 hours. I was like, it's a good podcast. That's why it's 3 hours.
The thing is when we do get into something that's good, the time just flies.
Yeah,
Right,
man. When
yeah.
you get into your groove,
and just start talking. That's it,
And it's funny because
Beer
we'll
and
start
whiskey
talking
helps
about.
too.
Yeah, it does. We'll go off topic and just talk about whatever comes up, and sometimes that's the most fun thing to do. Like just talk to people and not talk about a thing, but just,
Yeah.
So
we
really appreciate you guys.
We
man.
get all the factual information out of the way in the front, and then the rest of us just us talking.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing's really off limits. So
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
There's no off limit. We can talk on any subject.
I mean, when you run for office in 10 years, something like that, if they dig it from our podcast, that's on you. It's not on us.
If they got it from there, then everyone's on their own there.
But no, man, we love playing with you guys every time we do.
Me too.
Love hearing you guys progress because every time I hear you guys sound better and tighter. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
People are going to love it, man. And everyone out there, fucking check out Rage is My Rival because they're the shit. So
Yeah.
Check it out.
And you know what? If you're listening to loud music, you might want to check out some Eargasm earplugs because they have a very flat frequency reduction and it just lowers the volume on everything so that it doesn't damage your ears. Yeah. They're great.
Turn down the volume, but keep all the fidelity.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, you guys are getting so much better at your commercialization. You guys are doing great on that, man.
One of these days
trying.
we'll just take the time and record commercials and insert them. But for now, we just look for those opportunities.
Yeah, man. But you can get a 10% discount on your Eargasm earplugs by using the code High Fidelity.
High fidelity.
High space fidelity.
There
is a space on that
fidelity.
Yep.
Yes.
So we're going to give a quick shout out to Pabst Blue Ribbon because they do not sponsor us, but they should because we've probably put some of their kids through college.
I'd help them already.
And fortunately enough, their bottles have this nice little poker set. So tonight, I think, do you have a 5-card hand?
I only have 4 here.
4? Okay, so I'm going to throw out my low hand.
When they do their hands.
All right, so what do you got tonight?
Got a pair of 9s.
Woo. That's not too bad. But I got a queen high flush.
Really?
Damn.
All spades.
Oh, wow. All right. That's the winner again.
Alright.
Jesus.
I think you got me
3-1.
3-1. Yeah.
3-1.
Asshole. All right.
If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to these guys' channel.
Yeah,
YouTube.
please do subscribe. Click the bell icon on YouTube to get notifications. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, probably some other shit. So, yeah.
We are
appreciate
currently accepting $100,000 sponsorships with no strings attached.
Good Lord. Let's hope. I wish.
Upgrade the studio,
And another thing, if you're out there listening and if you've made it this far, then you must like what you're hearing. But go ahead and drop a comment or any of that shit, because all that stuff adds up. It's going to help Braid's My Rival get some notification out there. It's going to help this podcast too.
Help me grow a hand. Help me.
Even if you just say, "Hey guys, what's up?" That's fine. That engagement does help us in a little bit. It helps the guests that we have on here, and we appreciate you guys. So
Thank you, man. We appreciate it as well, man.
yeah, dude.
1,000 times.
Anytime we'll do this again.
Definitely.
Sometime down the road. We'll catch up again. So
debuting that new album.
yes,
Right.
that's
Damn
it.
right. The date.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Peace.
Catch you next time.
Later.
Next time.